I don't get everything right. I don't get everything right. No, I don't.
They listen to you because you sound articulate when you say the stuff, right?
And
they really research. If they really research what you say, you be Capitol Records, man. See, you set up here. I'm gonna tell you something. Ron put up a clip, right? And this is what y'all do. This is what y'all do, but that's okay, because see, I come every week to cook, right? Because when I go back and reflect and see all the lies that you told, then it's easy work when I come back again and cook everybody in the comment section. Because see, all these dudes, all they gonna do is agree with whatever y'all say. Because I'm behind enemy lines. I'm on enemy territory over here. So
ain't nobody against you. Knock it off.
Listen.
Ain't nobody against you.
I got a road game every single week over here. It's cool.
Nobody against you.
Hold on. But watch this though. Why everybody got so mad in that comment section when I was off 1 year about Robert Horry? When we talking about Akeem and his team, I was off 1 year about Robert Horry. I said Robert Horry was a rookie. Right. He was a second year. He was a second year player, right?
That's correct.
But you came up and told a couple of lies. You said Hakeem was in his 11th season, and Hakeem was only in season number 10. Nobody called you out on that. And then hold on. Let me finish. Then you told another lie. You said that team was together for a very, very, very long time. That's a lie. Only 2 other dudes was on that team for more than 3 years. Everybody else was new to that team. I showed you 6 players on that team, and only played that 1 year. That was their first year on the team. Plus you had, like I said, Sam Cassell, and you had Robert Horry, who were first and second year players on that team. So you lied about that. Now, if I'm lying, all you gotta do is go look up the roster from that year. It was only two other dudes other than Hakeem that had played on that team for longer than 3 years. Now, said that team was together for a very, very, very long time.
Can I rebut to that? Yeah, keep going, Ticket. I'm sorry, keep going.
No, I'm saying, and you said, like I said, everybody nitpicked me because I was wrong when I said that Robert Horry was a rookie. He was a second year player. But you said up there and said Hakeem was in his 11th year and Hakeem was only in his 10th year. But nobody called you out on that. That's all I'm saying is every week I come here, I'm behind enemy lines, and I love it. I love going to go. Every time I go on the road, I'm going to put up 50. Go ahead.
So let's discuss this. 84, 85, 85, 86, 86, 87, 87, 88, 88, 89, 89, 90, 90, 91, 91, 92, 92, 93, 93, 94. That's 10 years. That's correct. So with that also being said, Olajuwon was in year 10. I was 1 year off. However, Otis Thorpe was on that crew. He was with Olajuwon for 6 seasons. Kenny Smith was on that crew. He was with Olajuwon for 4 years. Vernon Maxwell was on that crew. He was with that crew for Vernon Maxwell was on that crew. He was with them for 4 years.
Hold on. I'm not done. Only 2 players. Hold on. I'm not done. 2 players was on that team. Don't do it because Lowe's a statistician, mathematician.
He got a couple more tickets.
Hold on. We got to get to the lies and to the truth. Lowe is a mathematician.
How does the conversation work? You talk, I listen. No.
The conversation
so once again, Olajuwon was in year 10. I was 1 year off. That's correct. Otis Thorpe. He had Otis Thorpe for 6 years. He had Vernon Maxwell for 4 years. He had Kenny Smith for 4 years. He had Matt Bullitt, the long ball shooter. He had him for 4 years.
That's a lie. All that stuff you saying right there is lies.
That crew was together for a long time. This was the crew.
And Lo, would you like to come back to your left or take it up?
You only got 2 tools.
I have no idea.
Lo can tell you right now. Lo got the computer right there in front. I told you them dudes on his team. There was only 2 dudes on that team. That was
you can say that
roster, bro. Hold on. If you look at that roster, a majority of dudes were either first year, second year, or third year players. And most of them was first year and second year players.
What year are we talking about?
The year that the Rockets won the NBA championship.
93-94.
Yep.
The majority of them were what years?
He said majority of them dudes was put together for a very long time. That's what he said.
So once again,
that was your quote. That was your quote.
Once again, that crew was together for a long time. That's what I said.
No, you said it was together for a very, very long time.
No, I didn't. I said this crew was together for a long time. That's what I said.
Ron, you make sure you put the
It's already up there. We don't have to do that. So once again,
make sure you rewind this tape, Ron, because when he come back,
Otis Thorpe was on that crew. Otis Thorpe was with Olajuwon for 6 years. That's not my opinion. That's a fact.
ESPN chill. I said only 2 players on the team.
Kenny Smith was with him for 4 years. That's not my opinion. That's a fact.
I said only 2 players on the team.
Vernon Maxwell was with him for 4 years. That's a fact. Matt Bullitt was with him for 4 years. That's a fact. This is not.
Hold on,
These
Lo.
aren't things that I'm making
Lo,
up.
can
These are
we
facts.
fact check, Lo? Lo, can we fact check
everything
that?
he just said? Everything he said so far is a fact. Bullet was
That's
on
not a
there
fact. Hold on, that's not. Hold on, that's not a
No,
fact.
no, it's not. No, it's not. Lo, it's not a fact. You know why it's not a fact? Because Ticket said it's not a fact. Forget what you're looking at, Lo.
I'm looking at
Lo,
it.
forget what you're looking at, Lo.
Matt,
Lo,
Matt,
what you're looking at, it doesn't
Go down the
matter.
roster, Lo.
Forget
Go down the roster.
what you go
tell
off
me.
of, Lo.
Go down.
What?
Lo, go down.
All right,
the
hold
roster.
on. Everybody let Lo go down the roster.
Go down the
Oh my
roster.
gosh. Why am I the guy who
No, because you statistician. Go ahead.
Orders started on the team in 1989.
That's
was on
true.
There, all the way to 85 season, was traded midway through the year.
95.
Vernon Maxwell started on the team mid 1990, stayed on the team all the way through
Hold on, mid
1995.
1990s. Hold on, what year? Hold on, what year was Vernon Maxwell go over there?
Literally mid 1990, like the middle of the 1990 season, he got
Not
traded.
the
there.
90s.
Right, hold on. So that's
Not the 90s Ticket.
So that's a
1990. Not the 90s.
My man. I heard. Hold on. I heard him perfectly. I'm saying that because if you look at the seasons, you have to look at the number beside the seasons, and it will tell you how many years he played with the Rockets. All you do is go to the bottom, and it says you how many years. Hold on, ESPN chill. All you do is go to the bottom on when you go to Basketball Reference.
Correct.
On the bottom of the stats, it will tell you how many years they played with each team. My man, pull it up, man. That's all you gotta do. Right there at the bottom where it has.
All right, fine. If that's what you want to do, all right. For Orderstorp was with Houston for 7 years.
Okay, no. Hold on. Make sure you get it right. It's not the total years they played total. It's the how many years they played up until they won that championship.
Okay, that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing, and you stopped me. So
no, okay, go ahead.
Going back to Vernon Maxwell, he got traded in the middle of the 1990 season.
Right.
But if you count 91, 92, 93, and
that's
then 94 would make the fourth season.
No, that's 3 years. Hold on. That's
all right, 3.5 years.
So,
3.5 years. Kenny Smith was on the team from 91, 92, 93.
That's 2.5 years.
No, 3 years. 3 years. 91, 92, 93.
What year did Kenny Smith get on that crew?
Kenny Smith came in 91. So 91.
Hold on. So he came 91, 92, 93. 93, 94.
And they won it in 94, Lo.
No. I'm not counting 94. I'm counting them down right now. So
that's
91.
3 years.
That's 3 years. All
right.
Let's
go.
Matt Bullard was 91, 92, 93. So
that's 3 years. Let's go. There you go right there. There you go. That's John Doe. Let's go.
Hold on. Now, before we go any further, Lo, since we bringing up the numbers, Lo, can you tell Ticket in the 1994 season, how many years was those guys together when they won the NBA?
No. 94 seasons after the 93-94 season.
Wait.
Okay, let me. Okay, I am not counting the first season. I'm counting the seasons up until the first championship.
Yeah, but you're right. I'm with you.
So what I'm saying is that all those players that I just named were on the team for 3 years before the 94 championship. Not counting.
No, that's not true.
Lo, I apologize.
You're not going to do this. No, if I came to the team in 1991, and now think about this right now, right? What season are we in right now? We in the 2020 season, right?
22, 23.
Right. 22 play. But the championship will be given in 23.
Right.
But this won't technically count as a 23 season because the 23 season will start in October. ESPN chill. So stop playing with me.
I'm not. If, like, hypothetically speaking, if this is the season, I'm not counting the 23 season.
No, I'm not saying that. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. You said old boy came in 91, right? So that's the 91, 92. That's one season.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What year did Kenny Smith come?
Kenny Smith came. His first game with the Houston Rockets,
right,
was in November 2nd, 1990.
Okay, let's go. Okay, cool.
Stop came.
So he played 90. Hold on, 90, 91. That's one season. 91, 92. That's 2 seasons. 92, 93. That's 3 seasons. And 93, 94. That is the 4th season. Now go to the next one.
That apply, but that's the same thing with
No.
I'm telling you.
Let's go. Go to the next one.
It's the same thing as Matt Bullard, who came in there, and then he came in the 1990-1991 season.
Okay,
so the 1994 season will make his 4th season. Vernon Maxwell came in the middle of the 89-1990 season. He got traded in the middle of that. So that would make 3.5 or 4.5 seasons, and Otis Thorpe started in 88, 89, which is more than, I mean, that's like 5-6 seasons at that point. So the core of Hakeem, Otis Thorpe, Vernon Maxwell, Kenny Smith, and Matt Bullard, they were together for like at bare minimum 3 to 4 seasons before they won a championship. Before the season.
Wait, Marz, would you like to chime in on anything we got going on, Marz?
Before you go any further, Marz, I'm gonna let you talk, Marz. I promise. So low. I appreciate you fact checking me. Thank you very much. That's all.
He appreciate you lie checking for him like y'all always do. It's okay. I'll come with my own evidence because that's fake news. Now let's keep going.
Marz, would you like to chime in?
I mean, if it says it right, bad years they join.
Man, look, man, let the puppy sit down in the puppy house right now, man. Stop playing.
Because you told them to go on Basketball Reference. They're on Basketball Reference.
I knew Lowe was going to be on the enemy side, so that's cool. Don't worry about
it. You told him to go on Basketball Reference. He's on Basketball Reference, and now you're saying Basketball Reference is lying.
It's cool. Listen. It's cool.
Ron, can we not just screen share real quick? Can I not? Okay.
I ain't got no beef.
This is the '94 season.
Actually,
this is Matt Bullard.
Low.
That's 4 years right there.
No, you don't have to do that. You know why? And the reason why you don't have to do that because he actually made a post on his channel on YouTube calling me a liar with the same evidence that you have.
You are. No. Right. Hold on, Lo. The evidence I had was right. You know why?
And the evidence you have, Low,
showing it live.
The evidence that you have, Low, is wrong.
I'm showing it live.
The evidence that you have is wrong.
How many years is in front of me? Hold on.
What you have in front of me is wrong, Low. This is not correct. It's wrong.
So let me ask you a question. Hold on. Chill town. Let me ask you one question. So Robert Horry and Sam Cassell weren't big parts of that team?
They were huge parts of that team.
They weren't some of the biggest parts of that team?
They were huge.
What about Mario Ellie?
Huge parts of that team. Absolutely.
Okay, so how many years did Mario Ellie play with them?
Mario Ellie
he just got on that crew that year.
Mario Ellie was a big part of that championship. He just got there. You're trying to name dudes that were insignificant and a dude that played 18 games one of them years. Cut it out. No. Mario, who was the main guy? Hold on.
Vernon Maxwell, Otis Thorpe, Kenny Smith were not insignificant.
Once again, I will tell you again. Chill said that the core of that team was together for many, many years. So I'm asking you, what was the core of that team?
Okay. Keep going. Take it. I'm sorry.
The core of that team was Robert Horry.
Yep.
Right or wrong.
Okay.
Sam Cassell off the bench, giving them that big boost. Right or wrong. Mario Ellie. Right or wrong.
Relax, Lo. Hold on, Lo.
Hold on. Be being said before.
Hold on.
Are you serious? Telling me Sam Cassell wasn't a big part of that team?
So ticket. This is what I'm going to say to you, and I want to move on, Ron. So this is what I'm going to say.
Sam Cassell was not a big part of that championship
team. Yes, he was a big part of that championship team. But when I said my statement
why is Lo saying no then? You saying yes, Lo saying no.
Forget what Lo saying.
Chill. Go ahead.
So again, when I said that team has been together for a long time, Kenny Smith is the starting point guard on that team. Otis Thorpe was the starting 4-man on that team. Lajuan was the starting 5-man on that team. Vernon Maxwell was the starting off guard on that team. So when I say that this team has been together for a long time, this is the core of this group. 4 starters have been together for a long time. I don't understand, Ticket, why this is so difficult for you to comprehend. What am I lying about? What part am I getting wrong?
I'm gonna come back and break it down for him. When I get on my channel, I'm gonna break down the real news.
The only thing I'm saying is not a core. If I'm talking about core, like he just said, I wouldn't immediately pivot to bench players before the 4 starters that have been playing with one another.
No, I'm telling you, hold on. If you watch the NBA, if you watch those NBA finals, if you watch that shit, bro, Robert Horry was a main guy. Sam Cassell was the main guy. Hold on. Mario Ellie was the main guy.
I'm not saying that they weren't. I'm not saying that they weren't. But if I had to say what a core is, it's the 4 players that's been playing alongside one another for an extended period of time, not the rookie in Sam Cassell.
But to add to your point, Lo, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Chill. I
could be playing with you for 10 years, Lo, and I don't have a significant impact as the core guys. What are you talking about? For example, let's keep it 100 right now. If you're a player with the let's say with the Lakers, right? But let's say you're a bench player who's been there for about 8-9 years, but you ain't really getting no burn. You can say, oh man, well that team was together many, many years. The core of that team ain't been together many years. The core of that team been together for what? 3, no more than 4 years.
You just said it. You said a bench player. We're talking about 4 starters.
No, I'm saying a dude. I'm talking about impact players. I'm talking about dudes that was really.
Yes, we're naming 4 starters. We're naming the starters.
The players I named to you had bigger impact than them other dudes you named. Right or wrong?
No, they did not.
All right, so
no, they did not.
We gotta keep it pushing. We gotta keep it pushing.
Robert Ory, Sam Cassell, and Mario Ellie didn't have better impact than the other 3 guys on that team?
No, they didn't have a bigger impact than Otis, Vernon Maxwell, and Gordon.
Y'all niggas on coke, man. No. Like I said, hold on.
Oh my God, no. Oh my God. I guarantee you one thing. They
don't win the chip without those guys. Cut it out.
Nobody not saying that, but to say that Mario Ellie had more impact than Kenny Smith is ridiculous.
Who said that? No, I said those 3 guys together. Those 3
times together is not. Oh my God!
Chill town, you lying. You a liar.
Chill town. Don't worry, I got more smoke for you. Don't worry.
Yo. Before we move on,
come on.
Just one more time.
Are you saying that these 3, Vernon Maxwell, Otis Thorpe, and Kenny Smith, had less value or less impact than Robert Ory, Sam Cassell, and Mario Ellie? Is that what you're saying?
In the playoffs down the stretch, I'm
looking at it. I'm looking at the playoffs.
Take the this is what you do. Take the numbers off the stage.
Did you watch the game?
Yes, I've watched it. Yes.
So you would have
I would actually go as far as to say Kenny Smith, especially in 90, especially in
hold on. You would have known the impact. You would have known the impact that Sam Cassell had, that Robert Ory had
more impact than
also that. Bro, I'm saying as a collection of guys, they had a bigger impact than them other guys you named.
All right, so name me. All right, we can just quickly.
No, I'm telling you.
This is
all I'm saying to you. In my opinion, from me watching that series, from me watching them in the finals, and them for me, I thought that Robert Ory, Sam Cassell, and Mario Ellie had a bigger impact than Matt Bullard and these other dudes this dude's talking about.
You said the finals? Or you? He's
talking about the finals. So he's leaving out.
No, we was talking about the championship. That's what me and Chilltown was talking about. So me and Chill was talking about the championship that year. So Chilltown came and said, "Yo, that team had been together for years and years and years." I said, "Yo, Chill, the core of that group." That the core he said wasn't the real core. I'm telling him the core dudes that helped them win that chip to me was Robert Ory, Sam Cassell, and Mario Ellie. Those were the 3 guys to me that helped more so win that chip when they got to the NBA final. Now,
that is the core. Okay, that's the core.
That's
the end all be all. No. That is the end all be all.
Did you watch it? Hold on. Did you watch it? Did you watch it?
Mario Ellie in the finals only played 11 minutes a game. He was not a bigger part of the core.
Mario Ellie wasn't hitting big shots.
In that finals, you may be talking about 95, but in 94,
let's take 94 off the table. Let's take 95 off the table. Hold on for a second.
For those who don't know, Mario Ellie in the NBA Finals in 94 only made 2 threes. He only made 5 shots in the entire series. He made 5 shots. What are you talking about?
Even if that's true, I mean, we can't take the fact that they was down 3-1 to Phoenix and Vernon Maxwell went off on Phoenix for like 31. Like and he basically got them back in the series because they were about to go down. That series was about to be over, and Vernon Maxwell basically took that game over, and then Olajuwon took the series over after that. I mean, he said that for a fact. But again, Ron, I apologize for interrupting you as you were saying, sir.
You might, and in 95, I agree with you that Mario Ellie played a big role. In 94, he was getting 11 minutes. He made 5 shots in a 7-game series. No.
Sam Cassell?
Even if I were to say Sam Cassell, Kenny, Vernon Maxwell, and Otis Thorpe still had more impact.
All right, so the question I have for everybody right now, before I get into my start bench cut, I need to know, is Kevin Durant a top 5 player as currently stands? Is he in everybody's top 5?
That's tough.
He's fringe. If he's
fringe,
he's in the top 5, he's 5. He can't be in the top 4 for me.
Yeah, I would say no. I would say no.
Yeah, I'd say no.
Oh, can I hear everybody's top 5?
Yeah, can we get to the LeBron still not top 15 talk? But all right. Low key, I still have Giannis in my top 5, Curry, Jokic, Embiid, Tatum. I'll even put AD over way AD been playing is ridiculous. Yeah, so he's not top 5 though. He's not top 5 to me. No.
Marz,
Steph, Giannis, Jokic, Luka.
Embiid, Luka too.
Embiid, AD.
I forgot about
at the 5th spot.
I mean, well, we can't just dismiss what KD's been doing though.
He's been great.
He's been great.
He might be the best scorer in the league this year. Like
right.
The way he's playing.
Now, but being the best scorer does not automatically push you into the top 5.
Hey,
no.
chill. This ain't over. Bro. Remember that.
Oh my god. I don't know. Yeah, he just because yeah, right. Scoring wise, no, he's been amazing.
Sure.
The other players are also scoring at a very high clip and just providing more. They're
rebounding,
defense, playmaking.
Stop right there, Lo. Y'all heard what Lo just said, right?
Providing more.
I'm gonna leave this for y'all to think about. Just put this on y'all brain, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, let me ask you a question.
what's up? Talk to me.
Do Draymond Green score a lot of points?
Not at all.
No.
But do these dudes say that Draymond Green? Do a majority of these guys give Draymond Green credit for being one of the most biggest integral pieces to the Warriors winning championship?
I do. Yes,
okay,
I do.
Okay. So when I say what I say, like I said before, I let that sit on y'all's brain. So when Low and them bringing up points and stuff like that, I actually watch the games.
Ticket.
I watched the 94 finals.
This makes no sense.
Well, not only
especially not for somebody who
for someone who's been every
just
time
talks about
you talk about a player, you say this guy averaged 16,
points?
So he's not.
Yeah,
like,
that's
no way
all
you're
you
saying this now.
You made a whole argument.
No. Okay.
You said Tyson Chandler wasn't a great defender because he averaged one block a game.
You're not hearing me. That season, I said that season he wasn't a defender. Y'all said he was. Y'all said he. Low said
he averaged one block a game, right?
Hold on. Low said he was an all-world defender that season. He wasn't. He was an
average one block a game.
Yes, the best defenders in the league was averaging three blocks.
That's dumb.
Hold on, time out. And you can go look at the defensive rating that year. The best defenders in the league were averaging more than him, bro. Cut it out.
Do you know what defensive rating is? You don't average more defensive rating.
Hold on, you're not hearing me. I'm putting that along. Hold on, I'm putting that along with his shot blocks. That was one of his lower seasons in shot blocks.
Okay,
that one block per game was one of his worst seasons shot blocking in his career.
That doesn't mean he wasn't playing defense,
bro. I didn't say that. I said it means he wasn't playing at the elite level that he was playing before.
That's still not what that means. That means.
It does mean that, bro. I watched
Shaq's best year blocking shots was his rookie year. He wasn't his peak defensive mind.
I watched the games. I watched the games. You were stealing somewhere in a coochie. All right,
so that's cool. But somehow you're the one lying and I'm the one being correct. So you watching the game is being incorrect.
Listen. As I said, I can do a video and I'll name you 4 or 5 players in the league that was at the defensive position that was playing better at a higher level than him.
You can name 5 defensive bigs better than Tyson Chandler in 2011.
No, I'm talking about defensive players that were playing at a higher level than him that year. I can name you 5 defensive players that was just
going to go point guard, shooting guard, small forward. Yeah, maybe you could get to 5, but he's a big.
No, I can do that. I can name more than that.
If you could name 5 bigs who are better defensively than Tyson Chandler.
That season you talking about, Tyson Chandler played better with the Knicks than he played with them. So cut it out.
Okay. He was a very good defender for a very long time.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't he win the Defensive Player of the Year with the Knicks?
Yeah, he did.
No, we're talking about when he was with the Mavs, though. That one year he averaged 1 block.
But him being better on the Knicks doesn't mean he wasn't great.
That's a different argument. I'll come back and spank Marz on that later on. My top 5 is Giannis. My top 5 is Giannis. Embiid. This shit kind of hard this year, bro. Giannis, Embiid.
This really ain't that difficult.
I don't want to say AD because he's only been doing it for 2.5 weeks, bro. I heard what you call say AD, but he only been doing it for 2.5 weeks. I've seen Giannis do it for 4.5 years, every game, damn near. So I don't, and like I said, man, it's hard, man, because dudes been in and out the lineup. KD and them, I like what KD and them doing, but they had a soft schedule. You know what I'm saying? They've been beating light touches. They got blown out when they played the Celtics. So
you can't just name 3 or 4 more players.
Luka.
All right, Luka.
Zion. And,
oh my gosh,
You got Zion top 5 right now?
So it's 2.5 weeks for AD, but Zion is fine.
How can Zion not be top 5 and he proved ESPN chill wrong so far?
Yeah, but you just sat there and criticized. You just criticized AD.
No. I said 8. No, but listen, y'all, here's the difference. AD's team is not even in the playoffs or play in. What you call his team is the first team number 1 in the West.
Yes,
and
they
what
are.
does that have to do with the individual?
Yes, they are.
Hold on. Brandon Ingram's hurt and then number 1 in the West.
Yes,
What
they
does that
are.
have to do with the individual?
And the team is still
But because he is playing like an animal.
okay.
He is
And they're
playing
number
great.
1 in the West.
Yeah,
Nobody not arguing that, but
he is playing great. Yes,
his argument, his anti-AD argument was only a 2-week sample size.
Right.
Zion is more or less a 2-3 week sample size as well. So I don't.
No. I'm saying, hold on. Once again, he's been doing it for most of the time without Brandon Ingram. Ingram's been hurt. They're number 1 in the West.
Yes, they are.
He's the guy. Hold on. He's that guy on the team. Period. AD's on the team. AD's on the team with 2 other top 75 all-time players, and they ain't even playing right now.
Oh my god!
If I'm not mistaken, I mean Zion was brought on this crew to be the man in the first place. I mean he was an all-star. He was their only all-star. That's number 1. This season, he looks like he's their best player. He's getting himself back into the form that he was in 2 years ago when he was, I think, 26-7, shooting 60%. He looks like he's getting himself back into that. Now, his team is proving me wrong. I thought that they were a playing team, to be quite honest with you.
I told y'all that.
I thought that they were a playing team simply because I'm looking at that unit and I'm looking at the lead guard spot, and I thought that they would struggle there. But they've been able to do it by committee. And because they've been able to do it by committee, and they play defense too. Even though Zion struggles defensively, not one-on-one, but as a team defender, Zion struggles. They've been a lot better defensively than I thought that they were going to be. So, with that being said, to say that Zion is he playing like a top 5 player right now? I'm not going to go that far, but I do think that at some point we're going to have that conversation.
Hold on. Look, what's his numbers, Lo?
Lo don't even have to look it up. I'll tell you right now. Over the last 6 games, he's 31 and 6.
I'm saying for the season.
It's 25, 7 and 4.
And they're first place in the West. That's top 5 in the league, bro. You got to give it to me.
Not to me. I don't.
Devin Booker's never been top 5 in the NBA.
Devin Booker was top 5.
Who's never been top 5.
Hold on, Marz. You said Devin Hooker. That's what you said?
No, Devin Booker. That's what we just said.
Devin Booker's never been top 5.
They just got exposed by the Pelicans.
That's got nothing to do with
saying last year when they were the number 1 seed in the West, he was not a top 5 player in the league.
No, because everybody attributed them being good to Chris Paul going over there. Because before Chris Paul went over there, they was trash.
Not last year.
No, I'm saying you're not hearing me. I'm saying before Chris Paul went to that team, when Devin Booker was running the show, they was garbage. Chris Paul goes over there, changes the whole mode of the team. So now they're solid. See what I'm saying? So he's been playing solid. They're solid. But recently, they got smoked twice in a row by the Pelicans and were whining like little babies. So what I'm saying to you is that when they had big tests, they failed all the big tests that I've seen them have so far this year. So I can't put Devin Booker. Hold on. The same reason why I took Jayson Tatum out of my top 5, because they failed the big test. He just failed 2 big tests. Bro, you can beat up on some of the weak teams. You just went out west, got smoked by the Warriors who were playing like trash this year in the play-in. Then you came and got smoked by the strippers who've been out here all discombobulated, haven't had a roster, team in and out. You got smoked by them. They've been struggling.
Okay,
and then what happens? Hold on. They get smoked by the Lakers. What happens if they get beat by the Lakers tonight? What y'all gonna say?
Okay, and with that being said, Ticket, you leaving out important parts of this. Like, for example, I think the Warriors are the best home team in the league. That's number 1. Number 2, they go into Phoenix, who was number 1 in the West at the time, and beat them by 40. They didn't beat them. They beat them by 40.
That was then. That was then. But
I think that was 6 days ago.
You have to update. Hold on. You have to update your resume. But guess what we found out? Hold on. Guess what we found out? We found out that the Phoenix Suns are imposters. They're frauds. We found out.
Zion credit for beating them.
Listen what I'm saying. Hold on. This is what I'm saying, bro.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
He had 2 big tests right here in front of him. The Warriors were struggling and the Clippers were struggling. They went into those games as the best team in the NBA and got smoked, not just beat. They got smoked in both of those games. So what I'm saying is this. With that being the case, and you got smoked by Zion 2 times in a row, to me, Zion bumps up because they're the number 1 team in the West. To me, that keeps Luka up there because he's carrying his team, leading the league in scoring. to me, Giannis is up there because Giannis is what? Are they first or second in the East right now?
They're second, but Giannis lost his 2 battles as well. He got
Giannis lost to Houston.
Let me clap at that. Let me say why I said that. And this is the reason why I give Giannis a more leeway. First of all, he's been playing without his second best player for about 80% of this season. That's first of all. Second of all, they've had guys in and out the lineup, and he's still second place in the East. That's the reason why I have him there, right? So watch this. So you still have to keep Giannis up there because he's the only player in the NBA that's in top 5 in both points and scoring. And he has the best defensive rating in the league right now. He's the only player that's in the NBA that's rated top 5 in point, scoring, and rebounds per game. And he's a top-rated defender in the NBA right now at 104.1. He's the best-rated defender. You can go to StatMuse and look it up right now.
Yeah, but defensive rating for individuals.
No. Hold on. And I'm gonna put something else in your pipe so you can smoke it. Then they're the best defensive team in the NBA, and they've had a revolving roster all season.
Yeah, but it has largely to do with Brooklyn.
They're the number 1 defensive team in the league. No. He has a better defensive rating than Brook Lopez and all them dudes on his team. He's the best defensive rating in the league.
That's not determining. I'm not saying he's not a better defender.
So if you're top 3 or top 4 scoring in the league, top 3, top 4 rebounding in the NBA, you lead the NBA in defensive rating with 104.1. Plus, your team is the best rated defensive team in the world. You don't get to be top 5, and you're second place.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you're just picking and choosing requirements from one. I'm telling you, you're picking and choosing requirements. What determines a top 5 player and what doesn't, as you just go on from one player to the next. There's no broad understanding. You're talking about defense right now. Zion, without a doubt, is not in any of these conversations.
But he's number 1 in the West.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. You're just picking and choosing.
Giannis is number 2 in the East.
Being the number 1 player in the West matters for him, but being the number 1 team in the entire league for Boston doesn't matter for Tatum.
No, because listen, you have to look at 2 things. You have to look at 2 things.
Brook Lopez does have a better defensive rating.
He does pick it. He does. He has
so Brook Lopez has a better defensive rating.
No, go to StatMuse.com.
Zion has a better defensive rating.
Go to StatMuse.com right now. Type it in. Brook Lopez a 105.2. Giannis a 104.1. Type it in StatMuse.
Brook Lopez is a 106.3.
Go to StatMuse.com right now and type it in.
But then StatMuse is lying to you.
How StatMuse line?
I personally don't even care about individual defensive rating because that's not. It doesn't really determine how good. Yeah, it's not.
How was your defensive? Hold on. So now it's trash. Hold on. So when it works for you and a guy has won,
I don't
think any of us have used defensive rating.
Never ever.
Okay, so then Marz, since you want to open your little rabbit ass mouth, hold on, Lo. Since you want to open your little rabbit ass mouth. What about the stat that said that Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best on-ball defender in the last 5 years? He's holding his players to 40% shooting or less in the last 5 years. ESPN put that up on the screen.
Ticket. He's the best. Ticket. He's the best player in the game. Nobody is arguing that. Nobody
arguing.
Right. Nobody is arguing that. But
you're saying Giannis can't play defense.
This is the problem that we had. This is the problem that I'm having with your logic, Ticket. You can't tell me that Zion is a top 5 player in the game simply because his team is the number 1 team in the West. Then turn around and tell me that Luka is a top 5 player in the top 5 player when his team is in 10th place.
Hold on.
That logic doesn't work.
Hold on. I called out his numbers too, and I said what? I said that he smoked the Phoenix Suns, who was the other top team in the West, twice in a row. He smoked them.
Right. And Suns frauds when Jayson Tatum beat them by 40. But then you give Zion credit for beating them. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, y'all not here. Oh, that's why I have Luka. Hold on. You guys have a problem with me having Giannis, Luka.
No, I don't.
No, we're not.
I do not have a problem with
inconsistency.
How is that consistent?
I'm about to tell you because the Boston Celtics also smoked the Suns. So you're
that was hold on, my man. That's why
I thought you were going to let me explain.
That's why.
Hold up, man. I got here late, and all I've heard is you talk for 5 minutes. So go ahead, Lo. Please.
Because they all attacking me, man. What you want?
No, we ain't doing that. We ain't attacking you. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
What you think I'm gonna do?
No, Ticket, it ain't like that.
It's 105. What you think I'm gonna do?
You the one who turned it into that. Nobody turned.
Now I gotta mute everybody. I hate when I gotta do this. I hate when I gotta be this guy. Y'all just yelling over each other. Yo, let's have an argument. Yo, Fluent.
Yo,
this all started with me asking everybody, is KD top 5? Can you tell me where KD's ranked in your list of players?
He ain't top 5.
So where would you have him at? And who would you say is all ahead of him? Who's all better than KD as is right now?
KD's like, I don't know, 7, 8, maybe. You guys mentioned them: Luka, Giannis, Curry, Tatum. SGA's ahead of him right now, even for me. No. So he's probably there, 7, 8.
So here's my following question: if KD,
hey Ron, don't mute me if you ain't gonna mute them. I don't like that.
I'm muted everybody. I'm muted everybody. Keep that shit everybody. Every week I come in here is 1-on-5, and then it's me against the whole goddamn chat room.
No, that's not true, Tat. No, that's not true. When I walked in the door, you started the conversation. Hold on, Tone. When I walked in the door, you started the conversation, not with, hey, Ron, what's going on? Hey, Lo, what's going on? Hey, what's going on, Marz? You walked in the door with,
I continued it.
A liar.
I continued it. I continued it, period. I continued it.
If we're going to start that way, immediately I'm coming in here like, okay, you want work. So let's get it on. Now, let's get it. If that's true, then don't complain about starting a fight when you get punched in the face.
Hey, listen.
Complain about
like
that.
I said,
you started the fight, and then when you get punched in the face,
because when I'm arguing with you,
you're going to get mad.
When I'm arguing with you, then the little pit bull underneath you, the little poodle comes in, starts running his mouth. Then these other dudes start coming in trying to step up. Like I said, it is what it is.
You start the fight and then you get punched in the face and then get mad.
Whatever.
You started it. Right. You started the fight.
Asked the question, but
guarantee you that.
Fluent, would you like to continue?
I forgot. I'm
talking about KD. We talking about KD as a top 5 player.
We're talking about KD. I thought we were talking about. When I came in, I thought we were talking about Zion and the Pelicans. Is what it felt like.
It started with Zion or with KD, but then Ticket did say that he has Zion in his top 5.
Ooh, okay. That's where the argument started. Yeah, he's not top 5. But you know what? He might be ahead of KD too. Right, we're talking right now, right?
Right now. Yeah.
And so my following question,
he's not top 5 right now. Hold on. Put him on this right now. Fluent. Right now in the NBA, Zion Williamson not playing like a top 5 player right now in the NBA. Right now.
For me, he's just outside the top 5, and it's because one, I got to see him stay healthy and stay in the lineup. I don't give people accolades and rewards on one game. So maybe they want a big game. No. What I'm saying is I'm not going to bounce them around based on one game. I want to see over a stretch of period. So I'll watch him for a month. If he's in the lineup all the time, I'm with him. I'm good. That's all.
But you just said Shea, right?
He's working his way up.
You just said Shea, right? Did you just say Shea?
Yeah.
So hold on. How you gonna put a loser putting up empty stats over a dude that's got his team in first place?
You put Luka over him.
They're winning.
No, they're not. They're in 8th place.
They're 10.
They have a winning. Hold on.
I think they're in 8th.
They have a winning record, right or wrong?
I think they 500.
Yeah, they're 14 and 13. Yeah.
14 and 13.
Yeah, they won game.
Okay, hold on. What is Shea's record?
You killed Steph Curry for having, by the way.
But that's
I'm asking you, what is Shea's record?
16, but that's a team record. They're 11 and 16.
So right, hold on. So all I'm saying is Zion, without his second best player, Brandon Ingram, for most of the season, they're in first place. That's all I'm saying, bro. All due respect, homie. All due respect.
That's a very impressive team.
His team is better.
I think we all called it. We all called it at the beginning of the season. We said the dark horse team is the Pelicans. We all said it at the beginning of the season. Not a surprise.
How are you saying that's a great team? They only have the second best player.
They're a great team because they're 18 and 8.
Still a great team.
They're still a great team.
Bro, okay. So CJ McCollum was on cap when he said CJ McCollum was on cap when he said Giannis like the MVP.
Did you take away from Morant last year because his team had such a good record when he was out? Does that take away from the individual player because the team wins when he's gone?
No, I'm talking about, I thought that every week when we come in here, we've done this a couple times so far this season. We've ranked the players. And I thought that the rankings get updated as you perform. I'm talking about as your team is performing, as you perform. I thought all that counts. So all I said was I got attacked because I said that I had Giannis, Luka, I said I had Zion, and I didn't even give a particular order. I was just naming the guys that I had up there.
Yeah,
I said I had Joel Embiid, I said I had Joel Embiid, and I didn't even get to get my 5th player before I said, yo, I had to take Tatum out because of what I saw against those teams in California. That's why I said I took Tatum out the top 5.
Who would you put in instead of Tatum?
Okay, look.
Bro, man, as I told you, you know what? I would have to put in. I don't know if he's been hurt. KD. You know what? I'm gonna do. Fuck it.
Did you guys all have KD top 5?
Do it, Ticket.
Nobody. De'Aaron Fox.
Do it, Ticket. Do it, Ticket.
Yeah, hold on.
Wait.
Why not even been playing recently? Sacramento Kings. Hold on. Who's been responsible for the Sacramento Kings turnaround? Has De'Aaron Fox not been playing?
Hasn't played the last 2 games. So
right. Hold on. Time out. But what's his averages for this season?
I think he's 20, 24, and
20. He's like 20. He's like
23, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Okay, and they have completely turned that team around, right?
Correct.
Yeah, the team's good.
So let's give credit to the dude. Let's give credit to the dudes that's putting in work. That's actually winning.
Give credit to someone, but you said you were judging players like Zion and Jayson Tatum of the last 2 games. You said that with Tatum. Sacramento.
No, I said
De'Aaron Fox hasn't played the last 2 games, and you're putting him in the top 5.
Hold on. If you look at the games Tatum and them have lost this season, look at the games they've lost, bro. No, I said look at the games they've lost. I ain't say how many.
And De'Aaron Fox lost against Milwaukee by 13, and he performed poorly. And that was his last game that he played. And by your logic, KD would also still have to be in the top. He would have to be in the top 5.
Who you say, KD?
KD. Let me explain. Because not only has he played without Kyrie in some of those games this year, his team has a better record than De'Aaron Fox team does. And recently, over the past 6-7 games, KD is averaging 33 on ridiculous, shooting 60% from the field.
Yeah, I think he's 60.
And Anthony Davis would have to be above De'Aaron Fox.
No, we can't do that because.
But if we're talking about how well the team's been playing recently, they've been winning games.
I know, but
you said that like KD went undefeated without Kyrie. They was 500 without Kyrie.
But that's further proof the same way that they're still winning games without Brandon Ingram. They're winning games without Kyrie, and it's because of Kevin Durant.
No. I'm saying no. You didn't hear what I said. I said they went 500. They lost. They was 50-50 without Kyrie. I'm telling you that Brandon Ingram
they were able to stay afloat.
No, I'm telling you, Zion been smoking dudes without
KD and De'Aaron Fox. We're talking about KD and De'Aaron Fox, not KD and Zion. KD and De'Aaron Fox.
But I'm saying is by your logic, in the last 8 games, KD been averaging 32, 7, and 5, shooting 63% from the field and 40% from behind the arc and 95% from the free throw line. He's shooting 60, 40, 95. They've won every single last game except for one. In these last 8 games, so
that's facts. Now, Lo,
by your logic, he would have to.
No. Stay right there. So, who you more impressed with, Lo, in those games? You more impressed with what Luka's done or what KD's done?
I'm talking about De'Aaron Fox.
No. I'm talking about
De'Aaron Fox. I'm talking about De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Ron, watch this ether. No,
Go ahead, Lo. Answer this question so he can
hold you.
Are you taking what Luka has done?
No, what KD's doing in the past 8 games, I'm more impressed.
Over Luka?
Yes.
Luka just had 38. Oh, that's more capital out records. Yeah. Go ahead, y'all. I ain't gonna say nothing for a while. Hey, Fluent. Living the Vida Loca. You got it, Fluent. I ain't gonna say nothing. That man just sat up here and said, after Luka's last 8 to 10 games, he would take KD's over Luka's. Go ahead, y'all. Y'all got it.
All right, y'all. So check it out. Hold on.
Y'all know
Go ahead, Lo.
You know what Luka's doing in the last 8? He's averaging 31, but the shooting splits are not even close. They're not even close. I just told you someone's shooting 60%.
First of all, he doesn't have the help KD has with Kyrie. He doesn't have the same help with that roster KD had versus the roster he got. He has to carry everything. He's seeing doubles every night, and he still lead the league in scoring. And he's keeping his team afloat.
But you asked us to talk about SGA's record versus Luka's, but then we're not going to talk about the help.
SGA has a losing record and ain't even in the
play. And look at the help he has compared to Luka. Now what?
What are you talking about? They actually
also
in the last 10 games they played on the Mavericks, if I'm not mistaken, are either 500 or have a losing record as well. So, but what is your argument?
My argument is that KD has a way better roster, way better team than Luka. That's for one. And for two, if I mean, if we just had hypothesis and we had to switch KD with Luka,
Oh my
I think
God.
Luka would have
All right,
a better
whatever.
record.
I'm
No.
done.
I'm just
If
giving
you
you. I'm saying
switch,
that.
if you was
Hold on, I'm saying
SGA
it
with
low,
De'Aaron Fox, then it would be different.
low. I'm saying it low. I'm saying that so you can understand my perspective. All I'm saying to you is this, bro. All I'm saying is I think KD and them, the way has Kyrie not been balling? Yes or no?
I think he like 27, 28 a game, something like that.
Right. Did
Nobody
he
not
just have
saying
30?
that.
Did he just have 30 the last couple games?
Nobody not saying that. What we're
Okay,
saying
so
though is that
hold on.
if you
My one
change
question is
SGA,
who does Luka have like that?
I mean, if we're going to talk about the last 7 or 8 games, Tim Hardaway Jr. has been hooping. Now,
Boy,
Oh, stop.
if we're talking about the last 7 or 8 games, which
this
is
boy
what
right
we
here.
seem to be
This
doing.
boy
No,
right
Marz,
here only
we
exhausted,
not.
So Tim Hardaway Jr. hasn't been playing well.
No,
He
but
ain't playing like Kyrie. Cut
Did I
that
say
bullshit
that?
out,
No,
man.
I'm saying we're going based
No.
off these small sample size of games.
And
Small
that's-
sample
Luka hasn't
size.
had
You know
help
what,
over
Marz?
these small sample size of games.
that's a
It's
right.
not
That's
hard to understand.
no, that's a good point, Marz. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't do it off a small sample size because
can I.
there's so many players that have a good week, a good 2 weeks, a good game. I look at everything.
shout out to the De'Aaron Fox.
Ticket, I get what you're saying with the wins and losses, but I weight those lower than the other things. Like you got to look at everything. So yes, wins and losses matter 100%, but there's a different level to it. There's just different levels to everything.
That's
No,
all right,
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna go ahead and dive
I
into
shouldn't
these
be
super chats.
attacked for
I
it.
hear what you're
All
saying.
I'm saying
And
is,
I
how
got
can y'all
5
get
people
mad
over-
at?
I got
How
5
can
people
they,
over KD too, but
Fluent? All I'm saying, how can they get mad at me in my top 5 like I disrespected somebody?
No
I
one can-
told-
listen,
I
hey,
just
yo,
told you. It ain't like I said Tatum was out of the top 10.
First of all, nobody in this room right here, at least these 5, are mad at you because of your top 5. Now,
They were just arguing with me.
some of the people in the chat, who cares? But yeah, that's the whole point of the show is to debate your top 5. If we
No,
disagree,
I'm just saying they were just calling me crazy for saying that I took Tatum out. and
No,
had
we're just asking
taking
for
Tatum out of the top
no.
5 is a little crazy.
It is
It's
crazy.
a-
We're just asking for what is your metric, and it sounds like every player has a different metric to justify why they're in the
No,
top
I just
5.
like I said. Hold on. First of
That's
all,
it. That's it. That's all.
and
I'm
I'm
doing.
But I will
make
say
it-
this,
I'm making
though. I will say this. I think
Shout out
you
to
can.
KD though.
Yeah, sure. KD's good. Hey, I
He
thought he
did
was gonna have a bigger drop off this year than he
played
hasn't. So good for him. That being said, I think every player does have to have a bit of a different criteria for how you rank them, because when you compare their skill, their talent, their offense, their defense, who's around them, the who they're playing against, all that stuff is different. So it's okay. It's okay to tweak your criteria a little bit, right? Like I think that's okay, and I think it's justified because not everyone's in the same situation. Not everybody has the same coach, the same teammates, the same. I don't hate KD, but no, I'm not a KD fan. To whoever just said I hate KD, but you're right, I'm not a KD fan, and yes, I judge him harder than some of the rest. Absolutely, I admit to that. But I think everyone is in a different scenario, so it's okay to have a little bit different. It's okay to have a little bit of different criteria for each player. I'm okay with that.
So everybody's like you said something about the comment section. And Ron, I want to ask y'all this, and let's be honest about this shit. Yo, everybody in the comment section saying, yo, what about Steph? When I said De'Aaron Fox, right? But watch this. I want to ask everybody a question. If the Golden State Warriors do not make the playoffs this year, coming up the championship, will Steph Curry get the blame?
Yes.
In y'all opinion?
You should.
Yeah. Yes.
If you're the best player on the team that doesn't make the playoffs, you should. If you're the best player on the team that doesn't make the playoffs, you should get some or most of the blame. Absolutely.
And they're in the play right now, right?
Ticket. He's gonna get the blame, but they're not gonna crucify him the way they
They're not.
would do
Right,
LeBron,
hold on.
KD.
That's facts. Right.
Who
Hold
else?
on.
It's
But they
Luka.
put him-
If those
but they
type of
put him-
Giannis, if they miss the
but they
playoffs,
put him on that
their
level,
heads
Ron.
get put on the spike. Shout
Ron,
out
they
Dub.
put him on that level, Ron. They put him on that level. And that's the problem I have, because watch this, Ron. They're in the play-in right now, right? Right or wrong? Now, this is Stephen Curry. Everybody said, what about Steph? He's leading the league in scoring, no impact. They're in the play-in. But this boy beside me would tell you, he'll say, oh, it's the bench. No, I don't want to hear that. We didn't make that excuse for nobody else. So I don't want to hear that. If they're losing and they're not getting it done.
That's not true. That's not true.
We make that excuse for several players.
Fans of every player make an excuse when their player loses. When they win, it's my favorite player. It's because of him. And when they lose, oh, the coach sucked, the bench sucked, this person was hurt. And that's exactly what everybody does with everybody.
With that being said, though,
these discussions.
With that being said, though, Tone, for the Golden State Warriors to not make the playoffs with their core back, that is unacceptable.
That is unacceptable.
That is not only is that unacceptable, the arrow, the blame goes right to Steph Curry, because you are the reigning Finals MVP. in my lifetime, I can't remember a reigning Finals MVP whose team came back with their core and did not make the playoffs.
Chill. They out here talking about chill. They out here talking about they ain't got Gary Payton.
He individually, statistically, is having one of his best seasons.
He did hold on. He did when they missed the playoffs before then. He led the league in scoring and they missed it. But listen, here's the thing, and this is why I agree with Chill on. They killed LeBron and him and AD missed all them games, and they still killed them dudes for not making the playoffs. But they won't give Curry that same smoke.
Your argument of people having poor argument, because the people who killed LeBron for not making the playoffs, even though he missed games, those are terrible arguments. So you using terrible arguments to justify why somebody else needed to receive criticism doesn't really make any sense. Those people who did that, they're dumb. Like, that's a dumb argument to crucify LeBron.
He played 50 games. And
he played 50 games and they missed the playoffs. So blame LeBron. Those people who do that, that's bad. Well, that's a bad argument.
Well, Lo, I agree with you and I disagree. The only reason why I disagree is because it was one year LeBron came back and said they was 2 games out of playoffs. He said he's going to activate playoff mode and he didn't do shit. And they had a chance to get the playoffs. They lost to all those bad teams. So that's the only reason why I say I disagree.
But last year, them missing out. Now you can get on AD and LeBron for not being healthy for more games, but I don't think you can blame them for not making the playoffs when they only played half the season together.
Right, but the excuses for Curry this year are obnoxious. Oh, the bench. Oh, they don't have Gary Payton. They don't have Otto Porter Jr. And your boy who got his head down, crying like a little baby over there, he the leader of that crew. I just want to make sure I put his ass on the docket too.
Marz is fine, but let me ask a question to Marz or to you, Ticket. Is the bench playing well? Are they playing their roles properly? Are they doing the things they need to get that team wins?
Bro.
No. Answer the question.
My brother. Hold on. My brother. Maybe not, but let me say this to you. It's not my fault that you drafted. Let me say this again. It's not my fault that you drafted old boy number 2 overall. And you could have got a guy like LaMelo, but you drafted him number 2 overall and sent his ass to the G League and then put him on the bench because you want to start Looney. That's not my fault. Hold on. Let me say this. It's not my fault. You let Draymond Green run around the organization, punching out your key players that you need for the season and messing up the team chemistry. Hold on. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. You got Draymond Green running around saying, hey, man, if LeBron's going to break the record and we got a game, I'll miss my own game to go see him. That's not my fault. That's their internal team bull job that's killing them.
Again,
because he's supposed to be the leader of the troops. Leadership comes with all that.
He's still top 5. Don't really care.
All right, so it didn't move me. Hold up, y'all. I gotta get into these super chats. Before I do that, y'all stick around because the next subject we're gonna get into is who has a shot at being a first-time All-Star this year. We got a lot of guys balling right now, and a lot of dudes may get a nod at their first All-Star game this year. But before we do that, let's go ahead and jump into the super chats. Andrew G tapped in. He said, chill. Do you see now why Tatum is not MVP? Brown arguably equal to Tatum. Ron knows. Yes, he does. 35% Tatum, 30% Brown, 35% role players. We still winning the ship, Ticket.
Yeah, I just got smoked by Golden State again, y'all.
You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that one? I know that's to Chill, and I'll let him get to it in a second. But I want to say, and I said this to Chill over the offseason, I thought after the playoffs last year, Brown was going to take a bigger step than Tatum did, and bring him closer. I still had Tatum over Brown, but I thought he would close that gap.
Right. And when I watched Brown, I mean, I see his one-on-one game, and I still think that Jayson Tatum is a better overall player than him. I do think that. But with that being said, I mean, we're still early in the season, and we are where I thought we'd be a year from now. I thought that we'd have this conversation with Jayson Tatum being in the league MVP conversation. I thought we'd have that. I didn't say that he'd be league MVP, but I was like, he was going to be in the league MVP conversation. And I still stand by that because I know it's early. I was not impressed with what I saw last night with him in the Clippers. I don't think he went after Kawhi Leonard nearly as much as he should have. I thought that he was really passive. Not only him being passive, they had, just so you know, before yesterday, they had 2 days off. They hadn't played in 2 days. So I expected him to be a lot sharper. He looked soft. Right? He didn't look like he was going hard like he did against Phoenix. He didn't look like he was going hard like he did against Milwaukee. He looked at Kawhi Leonard almost like there was too much respect there, and I didn't appreciate that. No.
Hey, chill low. So when you said that, I got one question. If they lose to the Lakers tonight, do all of y'all change y'all opinion on Jayson Tatum now?
No, because my opinion isn't based off a 3-game sample size.
He can come to Cali, he can come to Cali, get a train ran on him, get smoked, and y'all still ain't gonna say nothing. That don't move you.
That is not.
Hold up, get a train ran on him.
3 games.
Hold on. Ticket. So let's say the Celtics go into LA, smoke them, and Jayson Tatum has a great game. Are you calling him MVP now?
No, but he'll move back. No, I didn't say call MVP. No, I was talking about top 5. I'm talking about MVP.
Is he back in the top 5?
I said I had him in my top 5. No, I'm just saying. To me, it recovers a little bit. But if he gets stripped down tonight and they lose all 3, and y'all still put this dude in the top, and y'all still put this dude.
Is he falling out your top 10? Is he falling out your top 10?
He was already a top 10 player for me before the season. Now, if he goes on a 3-game stretch where he's not doing much, I mean, he doesn't fall out of the top 10. Damn, because then the reason why he doesn't fall out of the top 10, bro. The reason why he doesn't fall out of the top 10 is because I look at the Boston Celtics, as good as that unit is, and he's the reason why that unit is as good as they are. And by next week, they could be right back at the top of the Eastern Conference, and he could be 35 a game and be at the top of the league again.
They'll go play some cupcakes in the East.
Well, so is it fair to say, Ticket, from your logic, you think the Celtics are a fraud?
Yes. Because listen, when you're a championship, when you're expected to win a championship, and this is why I'm saying they frauds. I learned it against the Golden State Warriors. As bad as the Warriors playing this year, they went to Golden State. That was a chance to atone for last year. They got smoked. You saw the same stuff you saw last year. Mentally, they don't have it. He ain't that dude, bro. Point blank, period. And to me, if you're that dude, watch what happens when you see Giannis go play Embiid again after what they did to him in Philly. That is the mentality you have when you're in those type of different situations where you're in adverse situations. Y'all got smoked in the NBA Finals. You was stripped down. You was up 2-0, lost a series 4 straight. Then you go back to Golden State when they're struggling. You got a chance to go ahead and take it to them, and you get stripped down and beat down, and then you turn around and you like the strippers, a dude in Kawhi Leonard who been taking damn near the whole season off. And them teams blow you out, strip you. Then if you come back tonight and lose to the Lakers, who ain't even in the play-in, and y'all talking about, my assessment ain't gonna move. Are y'all out y'all mind? At some point in time, you have to step up against these teams, bro.
Not for me. It's 3 games. I'm not.
You just play Steph. You just play. Hold on. You just play Steph, Kawhi. You play Steph, Kawhi, and LeBron. You got to step it up, dog. You play Steph, Kawhi, and LeBron. Those are 3 of the top players in the world. You got to step up and get some of those. If you're that dude, like Chilltail say, you got to step it up and get. Because guess what? LeBron James. They went to Milwaukee, and what did LeBron James do? And what did AD do? What did LeBron James do? LeBron James, older dude, but he take pride in them type of games, bro. When he play Giannis, when he play them top dudes. Bro, if you're that dude, you got to have it, bro. And Jayson Tatum has not had it. You walked in Curry's face again, looked him in the eye, and got smoked. Then you went and played the strippers with Kawhi, who ain't even doing. He ain't even touched 20 the whole season. He had a season high on you. And you were scared to go at him. So if you go to the Lakers tonight, you didn't
Jayson Tatum last night at all. I did not appreciate that effort from Jayson Tatum last night at all. Now the Warriors logic is something different. I mean, they're the best home team. They're arguably the best home team in the league. So as bad as they've been playing on the road, they've been playing equally as great at home. So I think that's different. Now, with that also being said, tonight's gonna tell me where Jayson Tatum is, because he has been in a bit of a slump lately. Right, he has been in a bit of a slump lately, and he does need to pick it up, and that's how it starts though, Lo. It's not like it's a situation where you all of a sudden just sucked over 8 games. No, it starts 1 game and then 2 games. So he has been in a bit of a slump lately. Now, if he comes out tonight and I see a super sharp guy, I see a more aggressive guy, then that's a little bit different. Now, I did not appreciate what I saw last night against Kawhi Leonard. I think he should have went after him more than he did. I did not appreciate that effort. Jaylen Brown, I think we got to, when I think about this argument between him and Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum is a better player overall, but the fact that Jaylen Brown plays better sometimes keeps this conversation afloat.
Yo, so Andrew G tapped in with another super chat. He said the Celtics going to spank the Lakers, the LA Massacre. So I need a prediction for everybody tonight. Who wins between the Lakers and the Celtics?
I think the Celtics. I think they ready tonight, especially after what they did last night. I think that they come in. I think they come in sharp tonight. Yeah, I think they come in sharp tonight.
That's the greatest player I've ever seen. Man, get out of here, bro. I think
they come in sharp tonight.
I'm going with the Lakers. I'm going with the Lakers tonight.
Yep.
And I think once again, AD is gonna continue to feast. And I think the Boston Celtics, and listen, this goes to another thing we talked about, Fluent. This right here is going to expose. And remember, Ime Udoka is still lingering around. If this coach don't prove that he can make a difference with this team, maybe those players, because those players are still loyal to Ime, maybe they convince the team to somehow bring Ime back if this team doesn't achieve or doesn't get back to the finals and doesn't achieve what they did last year, because to me it's unacceptable if they continue to lose these type of games.
Well, we only got a little bit of adversity, Ticket. We can't just go off of this little bit of adversity and be like, damn, we firing the coach.
They've already lost 7 to 8 games.
Well, first of all, who did we have? I know who I had before the season started. I said the team to beat in the Eastern Conference is the Milwaukee Bucks. I said that before the season started. With that also being said, this team is going through a little bit of adversity. And because they're going through a little bit of adversity, we can't just fire the coach. All right, the coach is out. Not only is the coach out, Jayson Tatum make that.
He's talking about the end of the season.
I said in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I said if he goes out earlier in the playoffs and get into the finals, I said, bro, you're gonna reanalyze that. But if Jayson Tatum don't step up, bro, y'all got to take him down, man. You can't go against Steph.
He's not going to get a pass, Ticket. It's not like it's a situation where he's going to get a pass. No, Ticket.
We're not giving him a pass.
I'm not going to give him a pass.
I'm not jumping to a crazy assessment out of 25 games because in the last 3 he played poorly.
No,
that doesn't make any sense.
To be over with, Slim. Remember that.
Yo, Marz, can I get a prediction for tonight?
I'll probably go with the Lakers.
Okay, Fluent. Can you and your young son give us a prediction?
Yo,
we already know what they about to say.
Who you got tonight? He's trying to show you his number 6 for Bill Russell.
Dope. That's dope.
Rest in peace, Bill Russell.
That's dope.
We got a close up.
Mm-hmm. That's dope.
All right, Lakers. Who you got tonight? Lakers or Celtics? Celtics, get out of here.
Exactly. See, exactly.
That's why he's wearing the green. That's fire.
I got the Lakers tonight. As long as AD and LeBron are playing, I got the Lakers tonight. I think they miss Al Horford. I think they missed that leadership and that inside presence from him.
And they miss Robert Williams too.
And Williams.
Yeah, that's why I go the Lakers. I go AD.
And they miss Robert Williams. AD. Now that I think about it, when I think about Robert Williams, AD might smoke them dudes tonight. He might go 35 and 15 tonight. He might destroy them dudes tonight. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Low, who you rocking with?
I got the Celtics, but I do think AD's gonna have. He should have a monstrous game against a team.
He might have a huge game in that.
Yeah, he should. But the wing depth is just like a bit overwhelming for a team like the Lakers. They just don't. I don't know how anybody else in that team really gets things going if they're locked in defensively on the perimeter. AD can go off. I don't know if that's enough though.
What you mean? Hold on. What you mean? If LeBron James the GOAT, you ain't say he's the GOAT, but if he's the great, one of the all-time greats like you say he is, and he's still having a great season, and then you got Lonnie Skywalker giving you what? 15,
I've never said. I don't think he's a top 15 player. So I don't fall under the line.
Okay, well, hold on. But he still give you 25 a game. Right. Then you got Lonnie Walker who's giving you 15. Then you got Austin Reeves who's playing out of his mind. He's giving you 13 or 14. He's giving you 15 a game in his last 12 games. Right. Then you got Russ coming off the bench, leading the NBA in assists coming off the bench, leader for 6 man of the year. Then you got AD smoking dudes. What's he? I mean. I don't understand why
the wing depth on the Boston Celtics defensively will more than likely nullify a lot of the production.
But they're not going to be able to stop them. The problem is being able to stop the Lakers in the post with AD. They don't have that.
That's fine. I just sat there and said AD's going to have a great.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you should lean towards the Lakers winning this game. If you was
AD can have a great game, but it doesn't mean there's enough production from everyone else. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see how. I mean, LeBron against teams like these that have like wing depth, he hasn't looked his best. Neither has Austin Reeves either. Like they just have a hard time like getting past more physical defenders on the perimeter.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put 5 G's on the game tonight online. I guarantee you Lakers gonna win this game.
I guess. I mean, I don't know.
All right.
I just think.
All right, Ticket. Next week we're gonna talk about that 5 stacks.
I ain't playing. You gonna go to FanDuel, whatever you want to go to. You bet money on the game.
Yo, so we got another heavyweight matchup.
Thank goodness, me and you didn't bet on Westbrook shooting better from the. Because boy, you've been losing.
Nah, but hey, I was right about him balling though. He refocused his game and they ball.
He not shooting better than we did last year.
6 man of the year.
Like you were arguing.
6 man of the year.
He's not shooting better though.
All right, it's cool.
Is he worse though, Lo? I mean, I don't think he's that much worse than what he was last year.
I think he's on par. But I said that as well. I said I just think that his production be best used coming off the bench. I've been saying that since last year. So I don't think he's worse, but the argument that he was saying that he's going to shoot better, hell, I thought he would shoot better, and he's shooting about the same, if not worse, than some. Actually, he's shooting worse. Actually, Jesus. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
All right, we got another heavyweight matchup tonight. We got the Golden State Warriors, NBA champs.
Yeah.
And then we got the Milwaukee Bucks. The Warriors are fresh off whooping and spanking the Celtics. How do we feel about this game? Who do we think is gonna win?
Yeah, if Giannis should dominate this, like pretty heavily.
No Chris Middleton, and he gonna win this game. Freak.
Warriors are on the road, so the Bucks will win it.
Yeah, and I'm about to say the Warriors.
Without Middleton? But I thought Steph Curry was the man, Marz. What happened? It was
You're the only person. You're the only person
No.
here.
Giannis don't got his second best player.
Whatever.
This is Stephen Waddell Curry. He got the immortal Klay Thompson, Marz. You sit up here talking all this bullshit
has
to
not
me
been
about
Klay
the Warriors.
Thompson.
What happened? I don't want to hear about they on the road. I don't want to hear no excuses, Marz. Stand on your nuts and stand with Steph Curry. Giannis coming with a knife.
Why do I just have to stand with Steph Curry? Like,
because Marz, you come in here every week and you defend the bullshit, even if Steph Curry's getting his ass beat. You came in here last week saying, "Oh, it's not his fault because look at the bench." Okay,
no,
cool.
No.
Last
week he was talking about Draymond Green, so that's a lie.
You said look at the bench. You said look at the bench. So
yes,
okay,
last week
cool.
you spoke about Draymond Green, not Steph Curry. So why do I have to stand with Steph Curry?
Don't put your head down, Fluent. Put your head up.
Why do I have to stand with Steph Curry?
Hey, Marz.
Why do I have to stand with Steph Curry?
Marz, because that's your guy. Stand on your nuts. I'm standing with Giannis. Giannis ain't got.
Who told you Steph Curry was my guy? Who told you that?
Yeah, you.
I ain't told you that. I ain't told you that. I ain't told you that. I ain't told you that.
Yeah, all right.
So now you're lying again. You're addicted to lying. It's kind of weird.
All right. Yeah. Okay, Marz.
Be honest.
Okay, brother.
There's no need to lie.
Hey,
I
got the Bucks just because
whatever.
Giannis like matchup wise, there's no real matchup there. Is Wiggins playing? I don't know if Wiggins playing.
He hasn't played.
I think he came back to practice yesterday or something.
That's who actually is the second best player on the Warriors, and I don't know if he's not playing, then
he's out the lineup.
He's out tonight. He's out.
Yeah, so
Klay looking a lot better though.
No, Klay.
Yeah, Klay's looking like the fourth best player on the team.
But that's okay. I'm not saying he's looking like the best or the second. I'm just saying he's looking better.
But the actual second best player is Wiggins. It's not Klay. So
no, that's cool.
Yeah. So for that, not only the lack of presence in the front court, scoring and perimeter defense, Jrue Holiday still a really good matchup for Curry in terms of point of attack, and then not enough size inside for Giannis. Even if they're lacking Middleton, they should get enough 3-point shooting from everywhere else, and it's a home game for them. I would probably lean more Milwaukee in this game.
The last game I remember the Bucks playing Golden State. They were trapping Steph Curry at half court, and I think he took about 5 shots the whole game. Jeez. I think the Warriors might have won that game.
What that's supposed to mean? All great players get trapped.
All great players.
I wasn't done because I was actually going to say I think the Warriors won that game.
You see these cop-outs, Fluent. All we heard was Middleton is the reason why Giannis is winning these games. Middleton's the one closing. Giannis ain't got Middleton. He's still smoking these dudes. He's the best player, the MVP.
As you were saying, Marz.
Player of the year, period.
As you were saying, Marz, keep going.
Yes. As I was saying, the last time I remember the Bucks playing the Warriors, I think they trapped Steph Curry at half court damn near the whole game. He took about 7 shots. The Warriors actually won that game because they were guarding Steph Curry that way. I think Klay Thompson had a great game. I've also never used the Chris Middleton argument, so once again, I don't know why I'm talking about that. But I think if they defend Steph Curry that way again, I think that's where they can have a chance. Because if they're going to use all their tools to stop Steph Curry and Klay Thompson can make his shots, the Warriors can have a chance in that fashion. But I'm not going to bet. I wouldn't bet on that.
And I
got chill. Don't say chill. Don't say nothing if you ain't gonna say nothing about him slipping that bullshit in where he said that Klay was the 4th best player, playing like the 4th best player on the team. That's bullshit. Y'all know this.
How?
Yeah, you think Draymond Green is bad at basketball?
Time out. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Wait, hold on. Ticket. As you were saying, hold on. I want to make sure I'm understanding you. So what's the logic about him being the 4th best player? Because if you think about how Klay Thompson has been playing, he hasn't been playing great. All right, so he has not been playing like Klay Thompson, or as you would call him, the immortal Klay Thompson. So I need to understand.
Before you finish, say his numbers right now. Say his numbers right now, Lo. Before he finish, say his numbers for the season right now.
Who, Klay?
Yeah. Say his numbers right now. So this boy get cooked slow. Just say his numbers right now.
Klay's averaging 19,
3.5, 2.5. He's shooting 40% from the field. and 39% from behind the arc. And
He started out horrendous from the three. That means he was smoking the last 10, 12 games from the 3-point line. So we can't say that about Clay because he started out the season horrendous, shooting 27, 28% from the three.
That's what you told. You told me
the last 10 games he's shooting 45% from free.
But you're saying he's playing like the fourth best player on the team, right?
He still is the fourth best player on the team. Yes.
Y'all niggas were cooking. Go ahead, dog. Go ahead. Y'all hear this in the conversation.
What do you think? You think he's second or third?
I think he's third. I think he's behind Wiggins.
Oh, okay. As long as you're saying Wiggins.
There was no
He definitely ain't behind. He definitely ain't behind $100 million man. I know y'all ain't trying to say that.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Let's move on.
I'm definitely saying that.
Boy, y'all some nasty dudes on here, boy.
I'm definitely saying that.
Yo, Saba Mast chimed in with a super chat. He said, "Why do you dudes have Trae Young over Ja when Trae Young is shooting 40% from the field goal as a shooter and 28% from 3-point? How y'all going to ignore Trae Young's terrible efficiency? The Ja hate is real."
Who said
Ja
that?
Morant hasn't been.
Who has Trae? Who has Trae?
Who has Trae over Ja right now?
I think.
Trae you do? Oh, okay.
I do too. I do too.
Question then.
I know you do, Ron. I know you do, Ron.
Ja Morant is playing better this season. I still think Trae Young's a better.
But he talking about this season.
I don't rank based. I don't do it like that.
But he's saying so far this season, based off of how poorly Trae is shooting.
Yeah, this season Ja Morant's playing better.
Oh, okay,
it doesn't mean he's a better
which is there's a difference between playing better and being a better player, and the difference is with Trae Young. Trae Young takes a lot of bad shots. I had Trae Young over Ja Morant before the season started, and I watched Trae Young.
Hold on. There's a difference between being better and playing better.
There's a difference between being a better player and playing better. There's a difference. Kevin Durant's a better player than Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum played better than him. There's not.
How
many more games do we have to play?
If I continually play better than you,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
right?
how many games?
This is a small sample size from Trae. That's what I'm saying. We've seen Trae ball out for the last 4 years. We've seen Trae go ballistic.
If you continuously do that, then now the narrative has to change, Stone. It can't just be 10 games if you play better than somebody. No, that's not the same thing.
You just said that though. With Zion, you said you got to watch Zion do it a little bit longer. That's the same thing with Trae. No, but check this out though. Check this out though. I got to see Trae play worse for a longer period of time.
I can't judge it off 28 games. That's barely a quarter of the season.
All right, so how far? Because we did the same thing with LeBron.
So this season,
and we're nearly 30 games in, like y'all said. Y'all gave me a 30 game sample size.
33%
at the 30 game sample size.
We're almost at this.
Okay.
Who's a better player or who's playing?
I'm saying how much of a sample size? How much do you need?
I need a little bit more than what I'm seeing because I've seen Trae play better. So I can't just go off of these last 2-3 weeks or month where he's been. His shot selection.
Could you say that based on what you've seen in the past, so far what you've seen this season, because he's playing better, that right now, if this trajectory continues, he's going to surpass Trae?
Yes, I do feel like that.
Okay.
I do feel like that because again,
Ja Morant hasn't even been efficient this season. Though that's the issue.
Trae has been worse. But here's the thing, though, Marz. Trae has been worse, and not only has Trae been worse, Marz. Trae has been worse to the point where he's cost his team games.
I agree with
that.
And Ja Morant was a lot more efficient. Cool, but Ja Morant's not been efficient this year.
Ja ain't finishing at the rim like he should be.
One news for y'all: Drew Holiday's out tonight. I just found that out. He's out. So
no Drew Holiday, no Middleton.
No.
So does that change anything?
Is that what you said, Ticket? No.
He said don't change anything.
I'm still rolling with the freak.
If that's the case, I ain't gonna lie, my boys. That man Curry might go crazy.
I still would the Bucks.
See, but did you, boy? This one right here, boy. Make sure you save that, Ron. Save that right there. Save it.
All right, y'all. Let's get into first-time All-Stars. I need to hear from everybody. Who are some of the players that you think can possibly be a first-time All-Star?
SGA.
Fluent, I want to start with you. Well,
my bad.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Marz. Go ahead, Marz.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think he's the obvious answer. He has to be an All-Star this year. If he's not, I don't know, but he has to be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Facts. Fluent.
Losing team.
Yeah,
Hold on. Let me answer that. For a losing team.
I think SJ is the easy one, and I'm going to leave all the easy ones to you guys because I know who you guys are going to say in the names. So I'm going to leave those to you guys. I'm going to take the one, and I specifically wore this shirt for a reason.
He's about to steal my guy. He's about to steal it. He's about to steal my guy.
Because not only is he going to be all defensive team this year, he's going to be in the conversation for defensive player of the year. Unfortunately, this is the only thing that's going to hold him back. He has a hip injury, so he's going to be out for 2 weeks. But it's career highs in points, 19. Career highs in rebounds, 6. 2 assists, 2.4 steals. He leads the league. It's OG Anunoby.
That's why.
Oh, still going to get him over the top guys.
Even Jayson Tatum telling you, I'm going to see him at the All-Star game.
Still doesn't get him over the top guys. I love your argument about the both sides of the ball. You're right. But in Marz, you're totally wrong with SGA because remember all those years they killed Devin Hooker because he couldn't make the playoffs, but he was putting up all those great numbers. They had to beg to get him in as an injury replacement. So you guys got to remember, all those other guards that are playing great basketball, first of all, they have the fan voting. They're going to get in. And then when we look at the other guards who are doing, remember when I said De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah,
he's going to look at this Sacramento Kings. The voters, the coaches and stuff, they're going to vote for those guys who are doing well on winning teams. So that's why I would argue with you with Shea, and I would say Zion. Go ahead.
Now, with that being said, Ticket,
37 million Canadians.
But he didn't play, right?
OG.
Well,
he played in the All-Star game.
Well, not only that though, Ticket, but you got to rewind the clock back to just last season and last season only. I mean, DeJounte Murray made the All-Star team. San Antonio was at the bottom of the West last year, so
that was bad. No, but was he an injury replacement? That was bad.
I think that he got voted on by the coaches.
No, he was an injury replacement. Hey, look that up. Lo. I think
he might have been an injury replacement, but I'm not saying
I don't
SGA someone's always going to get hurt. SGA is going to be in the All-Star game this year, in my opinion.
Bro, I disagree. Bro, you think he gets in over De'Aaron Fox?
I wouldn't be surprised.
You think Shea gets in over De'Aaron Fox? That's a question all y'all right now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Do Shea hold on. On the record, Ron, do Shea Alexander right now deserve to get to the All-Star game over De'Aaron Fox? Yes or no?
The only reason why we're talking about Oklahoma City is because of SGA.
I'm asking you a question. Do Shea deserve to get into the All-Star game over De'Aaron Fox with a team with the Kings that have no expectations this year that are in the playoffs?
Oklahoma City doesn't.
I personally don't think so. I don't think so. I think De'Aaron Fox should be over Shea.
Fluent, you quiet, homie?
I'm torn.
I don't think it matters either way, but they would have been my top 2 picks.
I want SGA, who's a good Canadian friend over here. I want him to get in. But to your point,
not De'Aaron.
It's gonna be hard to keep De'Aaron Fox off the All-Star roster if the Sacramento Kings keep doing what they're doing. It's gonna be hard.
DeJounte Murray was a replacement last year.
He was a replacement.
Yeah, so right. Okay. So and Booker was a replacement when he was playing bad. They tried to get him in as a replacement spot. So even though Shea's balling, they're not going to let him in if they got a losing record. They're going to those guys that are winning, the Lucas, all those other dudes that are winning that are playing at a great level, they'll get in first. Okay. And if it's an injury, them other guys will get in.
We did this. Jill, you and I did this last year. I think, in the East, when I told you Fred VanVleet was going to get in because we counted out who was better. So how many guards get into the All-Star game? Is it going to be 5?
5. It's the 5. It's the first 5 guys, and then after that,
guards. Okay. No, guards. There's gonna be 5, right?
So it's 2 guards on the starting 5, and then the reserves. Yeah, it's 2 starters, and I think it's 6 guards all together.
So Luka's getting in.
Curry's getting in. Curry. Okay.
LeBron.
Curry is getting in.
Guards.
James is a forward.
Ja Morant is getting in. Ja
Morant's getting in. Book is getting in. Ja Morant and Book are both getting in.
So then you got Dame.
Dame,
I don't know.
Dame getting in. Hold on. The way Dame
it's about the games he's played.
Right, and he missed. I think Dame missed he got back in the lineup in the last 4 games, but before that he had missed the last 9 games. So
All-Star games in February.
I think Fox deserves it over Dame.
If Dame is playing, if he plays consistently until the All-Star game, right?
He's in. He's getting in.
Yeah, he's getting in.
Well, that's 5 guys.
And then the last spot is
neither one are getting in. SGA and De'Aaron Fox, neither one's getting in.
Right.
So what do y'all think about Anthony Simons then? Because he's been balling this year too. He's averaging 20 something.
I don't think he goes before. He don't go before Dame.
He's not going to go before.
No.
No, I don't think he does for the fan voting. But
Even if the fans didn't vote, I don't think the coaches will vote Simons on before they voted Dame on. If Dame keeps playing the way he's playing, I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm with you on that.
I don't think that's going to happen.
There's probably 4 locks, and then you got Dame, SGA, De'Aaron. Like you got like 4 or 5 guys for that last.
It's hard to be a first-time All-Star, but
yeah,
I had to guess. I'd say.
But that's Fluent. That's when they're going to go to winning. That's when they're going to go to your record to winning because the coach is going to value that.
Coaches will, yes, coach will. Fans will.
To my answer, if I'm trying to remove the injury situation. So who I just think deserves to be on. Yep. And isn't a guard in that Western Conference because it is difficult in the West. I think Tyrese Halliburton has been amazing in Indiana. That team is 500. He's been playing out of his mind. I think he's still leading the league in assists to go along with 20 points. He's doing it efficiently, managing a team that and many people thought would be tanking, and they're still in a playoff hunt right now. To me, that he has all the makings of being an all-star. I've told people early on in the year, buy Tyrese Halliburton stock because he's going to be amazing. To be exact, 19 points, 11 assists, shooting 48, 40, 86. I mean, he's been playing amazing.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question.
That's the one I thought you guys were going to say.
Tone was the one who took my thunder. I thought that I had OG Anunoby. I think he's in the top 6. I think he's in the top 6 in forwards and scoring. Not only is he in the top 6 in forwards and scoring, he's on that short list of Defensive Player of the Year. And in the process of them doing that, they winning. Like I said, the fact that he's gonna be out for the next couple of weeks, that might hurt him. Add that to the fact that Siakam is also going to be an all-star this year.
Siakam,
so that's what I was going to ask you. Does he get in over those? Does he get in over those other forwards? And let me ask y'all this. I
don't. That's the problem. The forwards are pretty steep.
Does Kyrie get in this year? That's another question I got for y'all. Does Kyrie get in this year?
Well, for a team to double back and give you 2 all-stars on the same team,
that's not good.
The level of winning has to be pretty high. I don't think the level of winning
it's not in Toronto.
Hold on, you don't think Kyrie gets in?
No, we ain't talking about.
I'm talking. I am talking about Kyrie. Yeah, I think the level of winning isn't high enough in Brooklyn for them to get.
Hold on, you don't think
they're the 4th seed right now?
You don't think Kyrie gets in?
I don't think that's enough.
Well, let me ask you this question, Lo. So in the East, right? In the East, who are the starting guards in the East?
Kyrie.
I think Brown. I think Brown will get in before Kyrie. I think
Donovan Mitchell is a starter.
D. Mitchell will get in before Kyrie.
So Donovan Mitchell is a starter.
James Harden will probably get in.
You think James Harden is a starter?
I don't know if he's a. Oh wait, you asked me the starters. I think
the starters, just the 2 guards.
If it's fan voting,
okay. So yeah,
if it's fan voting, I can see how Kyrie gets in there.
Kyrie gets in.
But but the fan voting, they trimmed it down to like 50% then, right?
Yeah,
I don't think
what's Kyrie averaging this year, Lo?
I think he averaging like 20. Yeah, I think he's like 25.
Man, you gotta get in, bro.
The 3-point shooting has been missing all season. I don't know why, but yeah.
Here's the thing, though, Ticket. You talking like 25 a game is a premium. It's not, yo. 25 a game in the NBA today as a guard.
He's put up 25, 5 and 5. Like it's not like.
No, it is. I just don't know if for the coaches to double, because if he doesn't get in as a starter from the fan voting to double back as a coach, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if the coach is going to double back and give him.
Excuse me.
I don't even want to talk about all the other stuff that's going on as well.
Right.
I didn't want to
Are you sure? I think you do.
But I don't think if he doesn't get in as a starter from the fan voting, I don't think that it's going to be enough to put him back in, because I do for a fact believe the coaches are going to give it to Brown. They're going to give it to Tyrese. They're going to give it to other players before they give it to him. So before they double back on a team like that isn't winning as much. I mean, even Darius Garland, I would also believe will be in a conversation before Kyrie is.
Oh, but Kyrie.
Yeah.
Lo, don't do that, man.
I'm not even saying that he's a better player. I just think because of the politics and everything that's going on,
you can't leave that out. That's very important to mention. You cannot leave that out. That's and again.
Hey, Trae Young all-star this year?
So,
he playing, boy. Trae Young, boy.
I wouldn't be. I'd be surprised if he didn't make the All-Star team. He's just not efficient, right? But I can't fight like 20. What is he like? 27, like 8 and 9, some nonsense like that.
Though.
It's ugly. It is. It's ugly. He take a lot of bad shots.
Here's the top 8 guards in the East. So who's Kyrie over? Ticket? Jaylen Brown. DeMar DeRozan is back to being a guard just for voting purposes. Darius Garland, James Harden, Tyrese Halliburton, Donovan Mitchell, DeJounte Murray, Trae Young. Oh, that's who they say the top 8 are.
Wow.
Is he getting over? He has to get in over 3 of those guys, right?
He left. I think as an individual player, I don't think he's that far off from a couple of those names. Like I think he's on par with Tyrese, for example. Right? I don't think he's that far from Tyrese. But knowing how much Indiana is exceeding expectations and how they're 8th seed, they're still going to find a way to put a playoff team to have an all-star on their roster. Like just off of that alone, if I had to pick, Brooklyn already has an all-star in KD. I need to give
so
Indiana an all-star. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Yeah, basically. So stuff like that. I don't know. James Harden actually is very, very interesting because I also think that James is playing better than Kyrie. I don't know how they feel about it. He only played 12 games so far this year. Right. That's the problem.
Yeah, you have to assume he's going to play leading up to All-Star.
Yeah,
if it ended today, is James Harden an All-Star? I don't think so.
Because of the games played, though.
That's why. Because of the game, he hasn't played nearly enough. So I don't think that he's an All-Star today.
But I think I'm
just
better.
assuming he's going to play leading up to All-Star. Otherwise, this means nothing.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, you guys see the title of the show. Zion Williamson and the Pelicans are real contenders. That is going to be our next topic. But before we do that, make sure you like the video. And I'm going to read a couple super chats right quick. Alec B tapped in. He said, with all due respect, Ticket smokes all you clowns.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Sports PSP said, Ticket is a bully. He goes all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe so.
Notorious Divine said 5 shots. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
He's on Mario Ellie shooting 5 shots.
All right, got a couple super chats that are actually directed towards the Pelicans. I'm gonna read these off, and then we're gonna dive right into what the Pelicans are doing right now. Sports PSP once again. He said, "Did Ticket say Zion is top 5? What is he smoking?"
I mean, again, yo, with the logic, it kind of overlaps.
It's not ridiculous to say that.
Yeah.
It's not. No. You could make I don't agree, but you could make an argument for that if you hold, winning in record and best player on the winning team as a very high.
But if that's the case, then Tone, then it has to stay that. Then that means that guys like Luka are out. That means the guys at the bottom of the Western Conference. That means that those guys
knock them down. You can bring them down a little bit because of it. Like you could say, I'd have Luka 1, but because Giannis has a better record, I have Giannis over him. Like it could be the deciding factor between
that
1 and 2. You know what I mean?
Drew Holiday comment was interesting too. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Drew Holiday.
Is Drew Holiday an All-Star this year because of the numbers he's posted?
Hell no.
I don't think so either. But it's
really definitely. Why are you just telling me
he deserves way more credit than he gets?
Hold on, 19.
I think he's the second best player on the team.
I think he is as well.
Yeah, absolutely. 19-8-5, and his defense. Why we always look at we just look at the numbers and we ignore the defense completely? Why?
Yeah,
it's hard. Like we said, there's only like 5 spots. It's hard for Drew Holiday to get
because he's a guard. It makes it even more difficult.
I think he's an all-star caliber player. Like he's an all-star talent, but just it's hard to make the all-star.
Shout out to Drew.
Should they allow more guards into the All-Star game at this juncture of the league with more guards?
I think it should just be 24 guys. You just vote in 24 guys. That's how I would do it. It doesn't need to.
They're gonna run out of space.
Vote in 24 guys. I don't know.
Well, no, but I think it should be. I think it shouldn't be position capped. Yeah, I think it should just be.
Regardless of position, I actually agree with
that.
So
the 24 best players. That's what you.
Yes, I also don't think it needs to be conference capped either. Just vote in the 24 best players, in my opinion. I don't need to see DeAndre Jordan in All-Star games. I don't need to see that.
But you have a mismatch because you might have.
I don't want to see another Roy Hibbert
on one team and then a small.
Yeah, that's how most teams.
Yeah, that's life. That's life.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Finn275 said if Bron was doing what KD is doing, he top 5. Shaking my head.
If Bron's playmaking fell off a cliff to where he was KD's level of playmaking, I doubt people would say he was top 5.
89 J Stubbs said Pales went to the playoffs without Zion, and the Lakers can't win without AD. Just
hold
saying.
on, he's easy to beat. Time out. They fell into the playoffs, luckily, because they got to the play-in with a losing record. They went from having a losing record, being almost 15 games under 500, to now being in first place in the West with Zion. So cut it out, man. Don't nobody fall.
And on top of that, it wasn't just without AD too. It was also without LeBron as well. Like, I don't know why he's acting like it was just without AD. Like, they also missed LeBron for a good portion of the season last year.
I think he was out for 2 months. Yeah, he was out for 2 months.
So it's not just AD.
Core with the super chat. He said Zion's sample size isn't 2 to 3 weeks. If y'all actually watched games, Willie Green used Zion as a post-up player for the first month, which he's not. There's been a clear difference in play style.
Okay, first of all, Zion had skills that he doesn't have.
Well,
oh my God.
Can we kill the logic if you actually watch games? Corb, whatever your name is, I wish you would come on here and actually try to talk basketball with us because I'll X and O you to death. You got some nerve talking about if we actually watch games. You know who Zion is right now? Zion is basically what Giannis. He's what James was. I'm just bigger, faster, and stronger than you guys. His game is not detailed. I'm just bigger, faster, stronger, and more athletic, and I run faster and I jump higher than all of you guys. His mid-range game is below par. He's a solid one-on-one defender. He is a terrible team defender, which explains why he gets beat a lot. Not only does he get beat a lot, it also explains why he's not as good a rebounder. Because why? Because when he's flat-footed, he doesn't rebound. So I can watch this guy rebound more. So don't tell me I don't watch games, because I do watch games.
I agree with him though. He was misused in the early stages of the season, which makes the whole dynamic between him and BI interesting. Because I don't know, he has to figure out a way to use him more similar to like Giannis and Middleton instead of like putting him in a post. Like he's not that refined yet as a player. But
exactly, Brandon Ingram to me is still the best player on the team when he comes back, but he just can't stay healthy.
Yo, last super chat before we.
Huh?
Do y'all think they win it? Do y'all think the Pelicans can go to the Western Conference Finals?
Hold up right quick, because we gonna get into that. I'm gonna read this last super chat, and we really gonna talk about Zion and the Pelicans. Leaf Diggy said, "Old head, chill. I didn't forget that you had the Pelicans as a playing team. We're gonna talk about this Thursday. By the way, Utah still has a lot left this season.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they're going straight down towards where Houston and
I just was looking at how stacked the Western Conference is, and again, we talking about the Dallas Mavericks. They're in 8th place right now. They're tied for 11th, I think, or 10th or 11th right now. They're tied for that.
I try to tell y'all, man, the Pelicans serious, man.
So
tell y'all.
It's not like it's a situation where the Pelicans running away with the Western Conference. I mean, they can have a bad week and they can go right back to 10th.
Yeah, but they real though.
Well, as you know, right now the Pelicans are atop the West. They're 18-8. They are currently on a 7-game win streak, and they've won 14 out of the last 16 games. Mm-hmm. Over that stretch, Zion has been going ballistic, averaging 30 points, 9 rebounds on 67% shooting. Mm-hmm. Furthermore, as we know, over the weekend, he just pounced on the Suns in back-to-back games, scoring 35 in both games. Yep. I want to know, is Zion, as the leader of the Pelicans, enough to make them real contenders to make a deep playoff run?
I think you got going first.
Go ahead, Lo.
Yep. Chill, you got it.
I think when you run up on a team that beat you in the playoffs last year, I think that there's a little bit more motivation, especially if a dude didn't play, which is what Zion did, and Phoenix didn't really have an opportunity to figure him out yet. Add that to the fact that you're going to look a lot different as a unit when you run up on a team like that. So when I see the Phoenix Suns, that's a bad matchup. That's a bad matchup for the Phoenix Suns and the New Orleans Pelicans. Number one, I think New Orleans got a better bench than them. I think that from Jose, I got to make
Alvarado.
Sure I was about to call him. I was about to call him Calderon. I swear to God, I was. I'm sorry.
Calderon.
I really was about to call him Calderon. I apologize. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. So anyway, yeah, Alvarado. He's one of the better bench guards in the game. I'm really digging what he's doing. You guys already know how I feel about Herb Jones. I think that they do a lot of stuff to push Phoenix, number one, away from the basket. They slow down their transition game. I think that's a bad matchup for them. And I'm not sure that New Orleans could look this way against some of the better teams in the Western Conference. I just think that against Phoenix, it just looks bad.
Chill. Don't do that, though. This is the real deal, bro. Bro, let me tell you something. Zion is he one of them dudes, and chill, you play basketball, so you know. Zion one of them dudes that you hate to guard the post, bro. Because he got the big wide body, but he's athletic with it. And that's the reason why he's able to cause so much attention to dominate games. I used to hate always, you know what I'm saying? Back from when I was younger. When I was young, I used to hate playing against those big beefy guys. But these the one athletic. This dude Zion is that and athletic, bro. And he's still, like what he's gonna do, but you can't stop him from getting to that spot. Then when you add in the mix of everything else they have, bro, and Alvarado, he's better than what I thought too. Come off the bench, give you 38 in the game. Oh man, bro. That for any team in the West, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I think they can beat Memphis. I know they can beat Denver. I know they can beat Phoenix. I know they can beat. I don't know if they can beat the Lakers full stretch with AD and those guys. I don't know. I got to see that. It depends on how AD will step up against Giannis, and I think the Lakers got to get a big man to try to back up big man to help. But I think that they could beat the Clippers. They already beat the Clippers last year, but even with Kawhi this year, they'll have Zion and Ingram. I think that they could beat the Clippers in a 7-game series. Bro, I think they could beat every single team except for maybe one team. I think they could beat the Warriors too. 7-game series, bro.
The West is a bunch of really good teams, but there isn't one great team. And that's why when you ask the question, can the Pelicans go deep? Of course they can, because Golden State is, as everyone kind of picked them to be the number one team again, coming it back as champs. Well, they're not who we thought they were going to be. The Lakers aren't who we thought they were going to be. The Clippers aren't. The paper Clippers, right? They were the paper champs in the offseason. The paper Clips, look at their roster, blah, blah. Told you they were going to suck. So who is going to beat them? Who are they afraid of? Nobody. Denver has holes. Memphis has holes. Phoenix has holes. Sacramento, we thought Sacramento was going to be a lottery team. Portland, again, another team we didn't even think was going to be in the playoffs. So the answer to the question, Ron, is can they make a deep playoff run? Yeah, they can, because just look at the West. They're all pretty even. I think, what did you say? They're between 1st and 11th?
Yeah.
It's 5 games. Between 1st and 11 is 5 games. These teams are all
bad week.
equal.
Yeah,
so
bad week.
You kind of hating on him, Fluent. You kind of hating on him, though, Fluent.
Well, he's not, though, Ticket. He's really not, though, Ticket.
I'm not. I'm saying this team is, especially Brandon Ingram, right? He's not even there. This team is talented, and because the teams are so close, in terms of it's going to be who's on a hot streak, who's healthy. That's who's going to make a deep playoff run in the West, which is good. That's what you want to see. So yeah, the answer is yes, they can.
How you feeling,
Lo? I ain't hating on them, Ticket. I'm the one who said they're going to be the dark horse in the West at the beginning of the season.
I was about to say,
you laughed, except for Lo. You all laughed except for Lo.
Yeah,
I wasn't buying it, Tone. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wasn't. Because I was looking at their league guard situation. I didn't like their league guard situation. All the other top teams in the Western Conference. I do, because I'm looking at Golden State. Their league guard situation is handled. I'm looking at Memphis. Their league guard situation is handled. Right. I'm looking at Phoenix. Their league guard situation. Even though Chris Paul is he looks like a shell of himself, but just the fact that he's there, I think that's enough. Sacramento's league guard situation is handled. So Portland's league guard situation is handled. I just don't like New Orleans league guard situation. There's a reason why CJ McCullough played off the basketball, because he's better off the basketball as a scorer, as a shot, not just a shot creator, but he just causes more havoc as an offensive player, as opposed to when he's got the ball and he's got to create for others. So I'm not in love with their league guard situation. That's why I felt like I felt about them being a playing team.
Looking to go get Fran VanVleet. Go ahead,
personally,
you can have him.
In the beginning of the season, I was high on them just because of the well-roundedness of the offensive game. I thought offensively they had all the making of a team that can be top 10 in the league, and so far they're doing that. So that doesn't really surprise me. As a defensive side of the floor, Zion still has a long way to go, but the player who actually is emerging as a quality defender for this team is actually Larry Nance. He's the one who's actually taking he's the one who's taking Jonas out of the rotation at times and playing, and they can still keep solid movement and rotation around them. Mm-hmm. Jose Alvarado is coming off the bench and giving you way more production offensively than you probably anticipated. Mm-hmm. And then also Dyson Daniels. That's his name, Dyson Daniels or Dyson McDaniels? What is it, Marz? Dyson Daniels, bro. Like 6'7" point guard. He's doing the things in which I don't want to say you're missing from the Lonzo trade, but he's doing the things that you wanted out of that guard position in the first place. Point of attack defender, being able to handle the ball, bring it up. He's even knocking down threes occasionally, not consistently, but that size and the length on the perimeter between Dyson BI when he is there, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, even if everybody isn't an elite level defender, they're defending as a unit, they're rotating properly, they're closing out, and they're doing what they need to do. So even when you have a little bit of black spots here and there on the defensive side of the floor with CJ at times, with Zion at times, everybody's like really making it up. So I'm happy about my prediction before the season began.
Yep.
It's panning out. And Zion these past I want to say 7-8 games. I mean, he has been amazing. The transition game is there, the finishing is there. He's getting in much better rhythm, especially when it comes to finishing. The way that he was handling Ayton off the dribble in the post, getting to his spots and beating him there, bumping, taking contact and finishing. Those are all things that obviously we all expected out of him.
Right.
I'm happy we're seeing it out of him. In terms of a long postseason run, I need to see a little bit more reps between him and BI before I feel that comfortable in saying it. But them having this good of a regular season, I may have not predicted the number 1 seed, but this does not surprise me that they're playing this well in the regular season at all, actually.
Yo, Marz, can you tell me how you feel about the Pelicans? And also, too, it took you guys a long time to mention Trey Murphy and what he's been doing over there. But you got it, Marz.
Yeah.
Well, everyone knows what my thoughts were on Zion. I was partially wrong about that, in my opinion.
Wait. Hold on.
What's going on now, Marz?
Bing bong.
Oh, hi. What do you want me to say? I said I believe I was partially wrong. I'm not going to say Zion's a top 20 player. I still don't think that. He is top 30.
He's a top 20 player.
I don't.
Boy, this boy need to be slapped with a bottle of baby oil, man. What the hell is wrong with you, man?
Here's the ticket. Hold on, ticket. Hold on.
I'm not saying he's played. There's not 20 players playing better than Zion right now. I'm not saying that, but I still think overall he's not one of the 20 best players in the NBA.
This is actually an improvement ticket because he actually said 35 players before.
He's the best player on the best team of the best.
This is an improvement because
I'm saying
because Marz said he could name 35 players better than Zion. I'm like, what?
Marz,
how well they're playing right now. Zion is playing at a top 20 level. I don't think he's a top 20 player.
Top 20.
He's playing like an MVP candidate right now.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, I still don't
Michael
think
Jordan
he's a
award,
top 20
baby.
player. I could, in my opinion, name 20 players who I still think are better than him. But
Marz, here's the thing, though, is Zion isn't even playing as. I don't even think he's playing up to his full potential. I think Zion got a couple more notches that he could take it up.
I hope he
He
does.
better.
Even if that's true,
he gonna
Ron,
need it. He definitely gonna need it.
hit the rewind button. Marz, 20 guys, go.
Oh, okay. I have the list. Bear with me.
All right, well, you know I'm putting you in this tight Zoom. Let's do it.
Hey, Marz, before you start, when he say some bullshit, y'all better cook him the same way y'all be coming at me before. Go ahead, Dad. Go ahead.
Luka, Embiid, Giannis, Ja Morant, Steph, Jayson Tatum, Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Trae Young, Kyrie Irving, Pascal Siakam, Paul George, DeMar DeRozan.
Whoa.
DeMar DeRozan?
You said Pascal Siakam.
You don't believe that. You do not believe that. You do not believe that.
I can take off DeMar DeRozan. There's still a lot of names left.
There's a lot of names left. Hold on. There's a lot of names left.
We have an issue with
DeMar. I think we have an issue.
You don't believe DeMar nor Trey. You don't believe that.
I believe Trae Young is better than Zion.
Siakam is better than Zion.
I believe Zion Williamson. I believe Zion Williamson is better than Zion Williamson with every ounce of my being. I believe Pascal.
I'm not telling you a front runner. You are absolutely a front runner in Toronto. But man, go ahead, Marz. I'm sorry.
I'll take DeMar.
Where you at right now?
Well, 1, 2, 3,
DeMar.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He's at the capital.
10,
That's what he's at.
11, 12, 13, 14. I was at 14 and I was at 15, but I took off DeMar.
Go ahead. Hey, we don't need to hear 20. I want you to keep going until you can't go no more. Until you can't go no more.
Yeah, I'm Anthony Davis, Jaylen Brown, LeBron, Jokic, Brandon Ingram, James Harden, Jimmy Butler, and then
buckets.
You said,
and that's where I'd stop. Where I'm saying those guys, I'm confident. I believe.
You said B.I. Hold on. You said B.I. is better than Zion right now.
Yes, I think Brandon Ingram is the best player on the Pelicans.
On.
I'm not saying this. I don't rank.
He is. Okay,
I just think they're better than my basketball.
He thinks that Brandon Ingram is a better player.
They're a better player.
Zion is playing better than damn near everyone I just said.
Some of them right now.
Zion's playing better than damn near everyone I just said.
Hold on, but even if you look at Zion's numbers from the first, his numbers is way better than Brandon Ingram. If you just look at his numbers from when he came in the league, just from the games he's played. I mean, if Lowe pulls up his career average, and we talk about him being hurt and him just not even being at his best. This dude out here putting up damn near 20 and what Lowe? What rebounds he averaging, Lowe?
This is basically the second season where he's been 25 to 27 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists.
Yeah, the rebounds. Only thing I need to really improve is the rebounds, bro. Other than that, man, bro, you talking about dude that's averaging 25? Bro, Brandon Ingram had season when he came in the league, he was averaging like 9 points, 12, 13 for them first 3 or 4 seasons. Zion coming to the league smoking dudes, man.
I just don't. I need to understand.
Zion is better than rookie.
But where are you? How are you? Because I semi agree with Ticket there. Like, there's never been a year where BI's been a better scorer, in my opinion. At best,
Zion's the best scorer on that team.
Okay, but at best, even playmaking, I think that it's even. But I would also lean more Zion. If it's rebounding, I would also say Zion. Like defensively, I guess, but it's not as if like I think BI is improved, but it's not like he's that good of a defender to make the argument.
The reason why I guess I'm lower on Zion is I think his scoring is great in the regular season. I don't think this is going to translate in the playoffs to the level it's at right now. I think it's going to plummet in the playoffs. So if I'm wrong, let me finish. If I'm wrong about that, then everything I'm saying about Zion it crumbles. The reason why I'm so low on him is because I don't think this is going to work in the playoffs. I don't see the playmaking Zion that everyone else seems to see. This point Zion, he can't pass the ball with his right hand. I can't see a playmaker with someone who can only go left and pass. He doesn't. My man. Great passer kicking out in only one way. Like, that's not great.
I'm gonna say this to you. Zion is one of those dudes where all that other stuff doesn't matter. He's so big and strong. He can get to his spots, and he's so skilled. He can find other guys. You can't. He's one of them dudes. He's like LeBron, bro. You can't stop him. He's so strong. You can't stop him from getting to where he wants to get or doing what he wants to do.
LeBron could drive both ways. He could operate out of the pick and roll. He had a post game, and he was a much
but no. I'm saying Zion doesn't need that. Zion is so forceful.
And I think he's going to need that in the playoffs. If I'm wrong about that,
I'm telling you. Hold on. I'm telling you why he's not going to need that, because on that Pelicans team, they have enough other playmakers. They have enough other guys who can allow him to have enough space to operate to do what he's going to do. It ain't like you're going to get to the playoffs and he's going to shut Zion out of a series. They're going to get to the playoffs. They're going to ride Zion in a 7-game series. So to me, you looking at Zion going to average around 28, 29. Probably about 8 rebounds and about 4 or 5 assists in the playoffs. Sure, I don't think his numbers go down in the playoffs, bro.
Now when you said Marz,
then I'll be wrong. But
when you said better at basketball, so as a better ball handler, what does that lead to? Right, when he's a better transition player, what does that lead to? So because when you say a better basketball player, this is what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about a guy who handles the basketball. Okay, well, what is that leading to? If you're talking about a guy who's scoring the basketball, okay, well, what is that leading to? We're talking about a dude who cleans glass. If he's a rebounder, what is that empty or does that lead to something? So when I think about, and I want to add to that, when I think about Zion, and you just mentioned in the playoffs, can you imagine if New Orleans, like let's say the playoffs ended today and the Utah Jazz got in the playoffs? Can you imagine Lauri Markkanen trying to deal with Zion in the first round of the playoffs? Like what he would do to him?
For him. He'll be fine against it. I think if he runs against the Memphis Grizzlies with Steven Adams and Jaren Jackson Jr., he's going to struggle. I think if he runs against the Lakers with Anthony Davis, he's going to struggle.
Right.
I just don't think his game is
murdered AD. Hold on. He's already murdered AD.
He did.
AD physically. In the regular season, he gave AD like, no. Listen.
His point is in the playoffs. We haven't seen him in the playoffs.
AD is not physically strong.
That's why it's all a projection for me. My whole opinion of Zion is based on how I think is going to translate.
He's not physically strong enough to deal with Zion, bro. AD doesn't have the strength or the base to deal with a guy like Zion Williamson.
Hey, Ticket. Has there been players that were good in the regular season and then stunk in the playoffs?
Yeah, but guess what? I'm gonna tell you one thing. And look, you might not respect this, but I'm gonna tell you why. I got 2 questions for y'all. We saw, and y'all might discount this, but I don't. We saw what happened when he played in the tournament. He destroyed everything moving when he was coming out of college. So he got better in the NCAA tournament. And if what you call with a passing the ball more, they wouldn't have lost that early if RJ Barrett wouldn't have been jacking up all those shots. But then we look, didn't he come back and play like in the playoffs and was destroying everything? And they played him limited minutes, and he was so pissed off that they wouldn't play him more minutes. He was getting like 20 and like almost like 13 or 14 minutes. Remember that year?
He's never played in the playoffs.
The play-in. Remember that year he was or was it? It was one of those. It was in the year when he was arguing about the playing time, and he was trying to get in.
You talking about the bubble?
Remember? And he was coming in. They were playing him limited time.
Yeah,
and he was murdering dudes.
I'm assuming you're talking about the bubble year, but again, that was the
bubble.
like
He's never
15
played.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying,
15 games at the end of the season.
No, but wasn't that like the playing or something like that? Oh.
It was a move for 8 or 10 games, whatever.
Okay. I thought it was like in the play-in, but I just remember they were down the stretch, and he was on a minutes limit, and he was just coming in terrorizing dude. Bro, man, can't nobody mess with Zion. He's in
the regular season. I agree. I think.
No, I'm saying in the playoffs, bro. He's like a Charles Barkley, bro. He's so big and so strong, and his athleticism gets him over the top, bro.
The problem.
If I'm wrong.
No, that's what I'm saying, Marz. The problem with that logic is that you going off of if he sees these guys, or if he sees these guys, it's gonna be a completely different matchup in the playoffs. So if he ends up seeing the Clippers in round 1, or he ends up seeing I don't know, Utah in round 1 or something like that.
The teams that he'll eat is Denver and Portland.
So if he ends up seeing Denver or Portland, or I really don't see I really don't see Zion just falling off a cliff in the playoffs, considering what he's done, not just in the regular season, but his game, because his game is suited for the playoffs. We're talking about a bruiser. We're talking about a bruiser who gets to the strike. He beats guys up, and the whistle is a little bit different in the playoffs. That's why I think he thrive in the playoffs.
And he talking about the Denver. No, he talking about the Denver Nuggets. When Jokic, all you gotta do is play Valanciunas. It ain't like he gonna be guarding Jokic.
Yeah, he said he will play great. He said he playing great.
Hold on, you think Jokic will?
He said he will play great
against them.
He will play great.
Oh, okay. No. Well, most of those teams he's gonna play great against. The only team I say he may look kind of like he may, but then again, he'll smoke Memphis because old boy can't stay out of foul trouble.
It's Memphis and the Lakers are the two teams that kind of. But I don't know if the Lakers
5 months from now, if they're playing the playoffs and Zion Williamson proves me wrong, I'll happily say I'm wrong. I'm just
no. Stop saying it. The Lakers will be there.
I'm fine. I'm fine with saying I'm wrong when I believe I'm wrong. Yeah. It's not a big deal to me. If I'm wrong, I want to be wrong about Zion. I hope he's becomes the player that everyone else seems to think he is already.
Hey, bro, but you can take that list. I'm gonna tell you what you can do to take that list, though. You can take Ron.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Put me in the tight zone, Ron. Ron, put me in the tight zone.
Oh my god!
Hey, Marz,
you can't have a tight zone.
Hey, Marz, this is what the Rock says you do. You take that little list you just had. You ball that summer snitch up. You turn it sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass.
Okay, so what players did I say that was better than Zion that were just out?
Is your BI argument based off of the 6 games that he played last year in the playoffs?
Not really. I mean, I do think that BI's game. Yeah. Okay. Besides Pascal Siakam and Brandon Ingram, what
and
names?
DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, I said take DeMar.
Okay. Then you said
besides DeMar, Pascal Siakam, and Brandon Ingram. What
also,
names did I say that was
I think
wrong?
Based off of what I'm seeing from Trey this year and how poorly he's played in the playoffs as well, I'm also questioning Trey as well.
Okay, that's 4 names. I said
who else?
1,
who else?
2.
You give me the last like 5 or 7.
I mean LeBron, Jokic, and AD were in the last 5 or 7 names.
That's right. It wasn't in order. My bad. It wasn't in order. Okay.
But I'll just read it through quickly and just tell me when it's outwardly wrong. Luka, Embiid, Giannis, Ja, Steph, Tatum, KD, Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Trae Young, you said, Kyrie Irving, Pascal, you already said, Paul George, Anthony Davis, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, James Harden, Jimmy Butler. What names are outwardly just incorrect?
Y'all gonna be mad at me, but I'm
clearly incorrect.
Wait, say it, Ron. Say it, Ron.
Y'all gonna be mad at me, but I'm gonna say Kyrie and I'm gonna say Donovan Mitchell because I like what Zion does just all around the board. Like, yeah, those guys are high volume scorers, but I think Zion impacts winning and the team dynamic for the Pelicans more than those guys do on their team.
I can't say that. I can't say that with Cleveland looking the way they could looking.
Well, yeah, Cleveland is an awesome team, though. It's not like, Donovan Mitchell is going crazy. He is. But you take Donovan off that team, they're still a good team as well. So, I mean, obviously, when you add him on there,
Zion off the Pelicans, they're still a good team as well.
No, for sure. I'm saying, like, Donovan is coming to do what he's doing. He's for sure doing what he's doing, but he's obviously going to make it.
They going home in the first round without Zion.
Cleveland didn't even make the playoffs last year without D-Mitch. So, it was the same thing.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying Zion without Zion, they're going home in the first round, dog. Hey, so Zion, they go West Conference Finals.
They could go in the first round regardless.
Even if that's
I'm saying it's
hold on for a second.
Depending on the matchup.
If they play Golden State first round, I think they go home first round.
Are we looking at a Lakers, New Orleans, Western Conference championship?
I said it first.
I just want to make sure. This is what
y'all said I was capped.
This is what Ticket said.
The only other person that said something like that who said they were a dark horse was Fluent. I said they was gonna be in the Western Conference Finals. Everybody said I was full of shit.
I've been high on New Orleans the entire. It's the Laker part.
No. I'm not in on New Orleans. You called me BS on the Lakers. That's what you did.
Yeah, the Lakers. Yeah, but the Pelicans part. I've been high on the Pelicans in the offseason.
I haven't been. I'm not gonna lie.
I was on the Timberwolves, and I just
me too.
Look at y'all. Look at you, analytic boy.
I want you call. You see the parachute on my back? I'm getting off that.
I told you there's something about Minnesota I didn't like the makeup. I told you.
I definitely jumped out that plane. That engine is on fire.
I was incorrect about that one.
That will go down as one of the worst trades in the last 5-7 years. Man.
Well, it'll be bad, Lo, if not only Minnesota doesn't make the playoffs, but if Utah makes the playoffs.
I said that before the season. Y'all got mad at me. Y'all said I was full of shit when I said that the Timberwolves would be trash. Everybody said I was on cap.
God, how bad this would be. I had them as a top 5 seed. I had them as a top 5 seed before the season started. I can't, and I wasn't wrong. I'm all the way wrong about that right now.
Fluent still believes in the Raptors, and the Raptors getting ready to trade both Siakam and Fred VanVleet.
I don't believe in the Raptors. I don't believe in the Raptors, but I am committed to putting their name out there because they don't get enough exposure.
Oh man, Ron.
Next week on Fluent and Chill, voice of the Raptors, Jack Armstrong. Get that garbage out of here.
Hey, I gotta say one thing. R.I.P. to Paul Silas too, man. Great coach, legendary player in the game, man. We'd be reminiscent if we didn't say that, man. I mean, first coach of LeBron James coming to the league. We just remember what he brought as a player, as a coach. You know what I'm saying? We do have to show love to the guys like that who put time in the game.
Plus, when you stick around the league that long, you clearly doing something right. When you're around that long, you clearly doing something right. And he was a class act, no doubt about it.
Right. And his son coaching the league now, our condolences to you.
Yeah.
Y'all do know by the time we get back here next week, there'll be players might have been traded already.
Right, because I think it opens up on Thursday. Yep.
Yeah, James Wiseman, he needs to go.
Y'all heard his value. Y'all sent him to the G League like 2 times, so. And
he still hasn't managed to be good. But
I think Wiseman will be traded.
They made a mistake. And listen, Lo, that would be a big mistake because he'll go to a team where he's going to be used correctly, and he'll look more like what you call looks down there in Orlando.
Like Bo.
That was stupid. Denver let Bo go. Denver should have put more development in Bo.
Here's the thing, though, Ticket.
Go. You got it.
Here's the thing, though, Ticket. When you look at Denver, I mean, MPJ in practice busting Bo ass. Like, he got to deal with Aaron Gordon in practice. And these dudes is kicking his ass. Even though Coach Malone don't really know what to do with him, it's kind of difficult to put him in the lineup when he's getting dominated in practice by these dudes. So when I think about maybe he might not be a good fit here, that doesn't mean that he can't play. It just means that he might not work.
He showed flashes in Denver. They just didn't even try to use him, man. Like it was the same what happened with Michael Porter Jr. that first year. Like they just was not really trying to feel him that first year that he was on the team. Remember they played in the bubble. I think that was his first year. Yeah. But with Bo, you don't just let no dude that size who was showing you what he could do go like that, man. You find a way to incorporate him in your team, man. Because Bo, if he's developed correctly, bro. Man, though, I mean, you think a couple.
I know. I just know that everybody just don't have the ability to kind of wait for somebody to materialize because eventually you also just have to pay him as well. Yeah. You're committing money to someone that even if he does manifest, it may not translate. So the same thing with Wiseman. Like at the end of the day, it's not to say that Wiseman is just done for, but it's like what the team that is trying to compete for a championship needs right now. Or in the next year or two, if he can't produce that doesn't mean that he's terrible. It just means that the learning curve may be a bit steeper for him. And so they need somebody who's impactful now. Shout out to Jakob because I think that's what they need to get, man.
And on top of that, Lo, when you can't, I don't think you can emphasize right now more because it ain't like Steph Curry is in year 8, right? It ain't like it ain't like Klay Thompson is in year 10. Like these dudes are way on the other side of what they used to be. Even though Steph is still playing at a high level, we trying to preserve that as much as possible. Yeah. And if this dude can't produce right now, then he's useless to us.
But what do you give for him? They killed his value.
Yeah, you get Jakob Poeltl. You get Jakob Poeltl, and hopefully they can revive Jay Rich.
That's a bad deal. Hold on, we got to be able to get Wiseman. We got to be able to at least get a one for him. That's a bad.
I think Jakob Poeltl and a couple of other role players like Jay Rich and Doug McDermott. I think that's fine.
That actually isn't a bad move, though.
I'm taking that 10 out of 10
That's a bad move for the Spurs. That's a bad move for the Warriors because if you get a Spurs, if you give him to the Spurs, Pop's gonna know what to do with that big fella. And then watch this. And then watch this. Watch this right here. And then let's say Pop slips up and gets Victor Wembanyama. Oh Lord have mercy.
Yeah, but the Warriors won't care about how good the Spurs are going to be 7 years from now.
No, you're not hearing me. No.
7 years?
Hold on. With a dude like Wiseman, you got to remember he's number 2 overall pick, bro. Wiseman, it ain't like he's some scrub. It's just that he couldn't play in y'all's offense. I told Lodi, and Lodi told me that I was crazy. Wiseman, to me, Wiseman legitimately is the 18 and 10 guy in the NBA.
But even if he is, which we haven't seen, even if he is, it may take him a few years to get to that point. They just don't have. They don't have the time to wait for him to get to that point.
Sorry, big men look good. Sorry.
Lo, this is my question for you, though. And because the Warriors have a weird dynamic. They obviously have their top players, their core players. And, I mean, you could put Andrew Wiggins in that, too. But then they also have their younger guys, Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Moses Moody, James Wiseman. But you can also, Andrew Wiggins is young enough where you can put him in that, too. So now they have 2 groups to choose from, and they can figure out how to manage both of those guys or both of those groups and elongate their championship window. That's why if I'm them, I keep Wiseman and I try to continue to keep the ball rolling even when Steph and Klay are gone and just develop these guys.
What are you elongating?
You can't keep Wiseman if it comes at the expense of you not being able to compete legitimately.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
If you think you can compete this year without James Wiseman contributing, which he's not going to do, then cool, keep James Wiseman if you think you can win with this group.
But that's their fault.
I don't think you can win without.
Do you not agree with me, Fluent, that they misused him?
I can't hear you, Ticket. What?
No, I'm saying, do you agree with me that they misused James Wiseman? I think that, look, the Warriors have a certain style, but when you have a drafted dude, number 2 overall, bro, I've always believed this. If you have a dude that's drafted in the top 1 or 2 picks, you have to prioritize him on your team with whatever his specialty is. You can't take a dude that's a top 1 or 2 pick and bring him to a team and don't specialize him. So all I'm saying is the Warriors got him when they was trash, right? Even though they had Steph and Klay, they had injuries, but they got him because they were sorry. So they really wasn't supposed to get a player of that caliber. But if you take him, you're supposed to use him, bro. You don't have him coming off the bench behind Looney Tunes and all these other dudes. He's supposed to be a dude that we gotta.
I'm with you. Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's a combination of one. I don't think Steve Kerr's as good of a coach as y'all give him credit for. But especially when it comes to developing in X's and O's, he's great as a front runner coach. Sure.
Thank you.
Wiseman, I think 2 things. One, you're right. They didn't develop him. They don't use him. They did not find a role for him. But also him a little bit too. He doesn't want to play a certain role. He's like, I want to do this. Because I see certain times when they're like, hey, you know, I know what the play is supposed to be. I've seen the Warriors play enough where he's supposed to do one thing and he's like calling for the ball in the post. No, dude, that's not your role on this team.
No.
So it's a combination of they're asking him to do something that maybe they shouldn't, and he wants to do something else. So
they want all of the big men to play like Draymond Green, and that's not his skill set, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not a good. That's what I'm saying. He wants to do one thing.
They want him to set screens and catch the ball.
No, but that's not. Hold on. He's a dude that you throw the ball to in the post. He's a dude that you play the pick and roll action with throwing alley-oops to. He's a dude you can more so use him in the way that Phoenix uses the big fella. Yeah, listen, he's easily an 18 and 10 guy in the NBA, and that's gonna look like a bad deal. Because, like Lowe said, I do think they do the deal. But if Lowe's right and they send him to San Antonio, I guarantee you, Pop gets him to 18 and 10 in 1 year. I guarantee
wherever he goes,
it doesn't mean anything.
Get the right system.
Yeah, hold on. Yes, it does.
18 and 10 on the trash Spurs.
That's what I'm saying. You just sat here.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question, Ticker, real quick. If you, I don't know if you cook, but if you have an ingredient sitting there in your kitchen, I'll talk to the vegan master up top left there, and you never use it because you don't know how to cook it, and it just sits in your kitchen and rots, isn't it better to give it to someone who can make it into something delicious?
Correct.
Like, that's what they're doing with Wiseman. They're letting him sit there and rot.
That's what I'm saying to them.
He has to go somewhere else.
They don't listen.
For the record, because I saw Marz's head eyes bulge out of his head when I said Kerr's not as good as a coach as we think he is. I meant from a development and X's and O's.
But even with Ticket, even going off of the analogy he just used, like just because if we're making something that doesn't need garlic, that doesn't mean I gotta force garlic into it just so it can make sense. Like, no, if it don't work, there's no need for me to force something that I'm not going to, that's not going to yield a positive result. That transition.
You said he wasn't gonna make a difference with San Antonio like that.
I didn't say that. I'm saying I'm saying even if he does go there for 18 and 10, that doesn't necessarily mean there's a bad look on the Warriors. They just needed something else better for what they needed.
Here's why I'm saying it's a bad look. Because you wasted that pick. You could have got somebody with the number 2 overall pick that was really going to help you. It was a lot of players in that draft. If you look at that draft now, I mean, listen, let's be honest. LaMelo Ball would have fit with them better from that draft class than what he did. That's just being honest. The way they play,
well, they probably could have traded.
I agree with that. I didn't want
should have traded the number 2 for a couple of lower picks, to be honest.
That's why I said, like, well,
facts, Fluent. But you don't pick Wiseman. You don't pick a dude like that who you know how he plays, and then tell him to come here and play like Draymond Green and pass and pick and do all this back cutting and stuff. That's not my game. I'm a back to the basket big man. So this is why I tell you, if you hand him the Pop's gonna look at it like, well, damn, I got number 1 overall pick basically. So you give me that. And then I flip around next year, mess around and get Victor Wembanyama. I'm back in business.
And I got time too, because it ain't like there's a timeline where this dude got to get better right now. No, the San Antonio Spurs aren't very good, so they'll wait for these guys to get better in San Antonio.
Facts.
It can be beneficial for both teams.
I mean, it can be beneficial for both teams. Yeah,
the Warriors will not care that James Wiseman can develop in San Antonio.
That ain't gonna do nothing for the Warriors, man.
That's going to help them.
That will definitely help out their bench.
Josh Richardson would definitely help the Golden State Warriors bench, no doubt about it.
Without a doubt, Jakob and Kevon Looney as your team.
So y'all think if they was to do that deal,
does that money even match?
Y'all think if they was to do that deal, that gets them? You think that gets them back over the hump?
Gets me back over the hump.
Yes, I think I can get that.
Y'all think Richardson and what you gets them back over the hump?
Jakob Poeltl, Josh Richardson, with Jonathan Kuminga coming along how he has, Dante DiVincenzo, that bench unit with Jordan Poole, that becomes one of the best bench units in the NBA. Yes. I 100% believe that would put them over the hump. Because the starting 5 is already one of the best starting 5s in the NBA. You get a good bench unit, I don't see a problem.
All right, y'all. Super chat time. None other than Dub vs. World tapped in.
Black
Friday's not over. It will never be over. Not in Dub's world. Fluent says all the time Justin Herbert isn't elite or top 5 because he loses. Hypocritical to put SGA over KD. SGA never had a winning record.
Oh my gosh.
We're talking about playing right now for 1. 2, I never said SGA was elite, so I am consistent. And if we're talking about hypocritical, do you want to roast him right now? Because hypocritical is this. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? So here's hypocritical. So I've never said to Dub, you're not allowed, you don't have the right to talk basketball or make top 10 lists because you never played basketball, never coached, never watched, never did anything with basketball. You didn't grow up with basketball. I've never said you don't have the right to do that. What hypocritical would be is if someone said someone else doesn't have the right to speak about something because, I don't know, they didn't grow up with it in their household. They didn't grow up with it in their family. So which one of us has told someone that they're not allowed to speak about something because it didn't grow up in their family? Well, that would be, none other than Dub, right?
I guess so, man.
Stephen A. Smith is not.
Hey, Dub, man, hey, Fluent, y'all gotta have round 2.
Why'd you cut that out?
Household, so I am.
He didn't cut it out.
Oh, can you hear that?
Of course, here he is.
Here you go. Here you go. All right.
Here we go.
Of course, here he is.
This is a hypocrite right here.
Stephen A. Smith is not a guy I think should have a right to rank fighters.
Why not?
Me, I have a wrestling background.
Oh, okay.
I grew up in a boxing household, so I am familiar with the sport.
Wow. So telling you that Stephen A. Smith, who gets paid millions of dollars, doesn't have a right to talk about boxing, even though they pay him to talk boxing. He has researchers who give him information about boxing. He doesn't have the right to talk about it because he didn't grow up in a wrestling or boxing background like Dub did. But Dub has a right to talk about basketball? Has he even held a basketball in his hand? Get that man off my damn screen and move on.
Wow.
I'm done.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
I didn't know it was gonna get that.
That's ether.
Wow.
That video from
That's a crazy video to have on the side.
yeah, Dub, you pulling up videos on me, and Fluent just cooked your ass, boy. Sit down.
Man.
Call me a hypocrite again. Call me a hypocrite again.
Yo, speaking of which, playing basketball amongst everybody up here, Hassan Sattar tapped in. He said, "Ticket, Fluent, chill. What's all your full history of playing basketball? I'm interested, as a lot played at a high level that most never will. Gives you insight."
Yeah, no, just when you play basketball at a high level, when you go to college, you play there, or you play in the pros, you understand terminology and you look at things differently. You understand? Like when I first went to a college or a pro practice, or when I went from high school to college to a pro practice, I learned everything different. When I went to, and I was drafted by the G League Lakers team, when I went to the practice and I was there and I looked at Chucky Brown started talking about shit I ain't never heard before. And I'm looking like, what the hell? But you have to learn quick. You get a book the size of your probably encyclopedia and learn the plays in 2 days. And if you don't learn the plays, your ass is out of here, point blank period. But it's just different things you learn about the game, and then just like everybody get mad at me because I am the way I am. You gotta sometimes you're a product of who you grow up around, the environment you grow. When you grow up around dudes like that just go hard and take no shit, bro, that's how you're gonna be. Fluent and those guys, they come from a certain background too. So the guys they played around and the lessons they learned, it helps mold them. Same thing with Chilltown. It helps mold him into how he feels and how he thinks about the game. So we all have different experiences, but it's all great when it comes together. It makes for a great entertainment. And then when you have guys who really study the game and understand the game like Lowe, and guys who are really fans of the game like my little puppy dog over here, Marz.
Just say something nice, Ticket.
I'm gonna give his ass. See, it makes it all perfect because you need that. You know what I'm saying? The same way, people used to say, "Oh, Stan Van Gundy never played basketball." He was a great coach. He knew what to do with Dwight Howard. You know what I'm saying? He knew how to play in X's and O's. He knew what needed to be put around him to be successful, and that's why we saw his career was never the same. So I do respect all these guys individually, even though we get into it. Like I said, man, I got a lot of love for Fluent. I got a lot of love for Chill and the rest of these guys because, like I said, your journey in life and basketball teach you a lot of things just about the game that you never knew. And every day we still learn stuff about the game of basketball.
So and I would say, and I know the question was about our backgrounds. I think our backgrounds were all kind of high school, college, and at some level, somebody paid us to play. That being said, I think it gives you a different perspective. Like there's certain things being in a practice, being in those locker rooms, seeing those playbooks, that you look at it from a different angle. That's not to say someone who didn't play can't be super knowledgeable and know it. Like there's a ton of people, present company included, who know a ton about basketball from watching it and studying it, whatever. It's just you see it from different sides sometimes, and there's certain intricacies that are just different. I know that's not the question, but that's just piggyback on what Ticket was saying. It's just you sometimes look at things from a different angle.
So answer your question. So I was born and raised in Jersey City, New Jersey. I graduated from St. Anthony High School. My high school basketball coach is in the Hall of Fame. His name's Bob Hurley. We finished number 2 in the country. I was a starter on that team. I moved on to junior college. I played 2 years at Champlain College in Vermont. We had the number 8 team in the country. I was the player of the year in Region 3 my freshman year. Moved on. I played at Utah State. I played there for 2 years. And after I played there, I played in Ireland, I played in Greece, and I played in Belgium. And the people that I've been around
played each other in Greece. I gotta find those stats, but anyways, go ahead.
No, I didn't. But the point that I was making is when you get around people that know the game, it's easy to talk the game. That's why you hear Ticket get as animated as he does, because when you hear people that don't have a clue what they're talking about and they think they know what they're talking about, it's ridiculously aggravating because these people think that they know and they don't, because they haven't been where we've been, they haven't seen what we saw, and they didn't do what we did. So it's difficult to actually have a basketball conversation with these people as opposed to talking to somebody like Low never played basketball, but I could talk to Low because Low know the game. Marz never played basketball at a high level like that, but I could talk to Marz because Marz know the game. Dub, on the other hand,
stop. And I knew it.
Oh, he did it.
So wait, time out. I need to clarify something. I need to clarify something.
Hey, Bron,
Fluent. Hold on, wait. I need to clarify. This goes to the idiocy that Fluent has. It's just pure idiocy.
God.
Because pull up the video again, please. I love the video. It was amazing. Pull up the video again and listen to what. Pull it up. Well, pull it up. Because
I couldn't help myself.
No, because listen. This is pure idiocy. I didn't say Stephen A. Smith. I didn't. No. I'm not. I didn't say. And pull it back up, please. I want the video back up here. I didn't say Stephen A. Smith can't talk about it because he's never been through it. All I said was I don't think that he should be talking about that. And I said the reason why I felt as if I could say something about it is because I come from that background. So that point of me talking about wrestling background and boxing. Right. Actually, that's what I was talking about myself.
Okay.
I wasn't talking about Stephen A. So again, it's just pure idiocy from you. You're reaching to try to grab onto something, but you can't. You just said, huh?
Can I say that? Can I say then that you don't have a right to play basketball because you never played on my level?
Whatever you have your opinion, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. I'm gonna talk about it anyway, Fluent. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But all I'm gonna say, there's little evidence of proof that you just did this. You just did this last episode. You just did this last episode on Gridiron. You said Justin Herbert.
I said you clearly care. You heard what I said. You clearly care.
No, this is just fun. I like doing it. It's fun. I love having a good time with you. It's a good time. It's a good time with you, Fluent. But let me reel back to you. You said last episode on Gridiron that Justin Herbert, Drew Brees, even Brett Favre wasn't elite quarterbacks because of what? Because they wasn't winning. Because they wasn't winning. Then you had the audacity to put SGA in your top six. When he's never had a winning record. Even you're playing.
You don't even know what we're talking about.
Fool, what are you talking about?
Now. Playing right now.
That was not the criteria. So who's your top five? Who's your top five?
You know what? When I do a show with you, we'll talk about that.
We'll do it then. Let's go. All I know is it's just pure idiocy and reaching for the stars. That's what you just did. You reached for the stars and you grabbed onto nothing. It was like water, and it just went down your hand because you misquoted me on literally everything on that TikTok, and that's just pure idiocy.
I just showed a video.
That was pure idiocy.
I showed a clip.
Yes, and you misinterpreted the clip. How do you misinterpret a clip when it said word for word? Huh?
Oh, is that you don't like when other people show clips? Because you're the fan. You like showing clips.
I told you, and I sent you the video when you said Bradley Beal was a better scorer, so that you didn't misinterpret anything.
That's not what I said.
And again, chat. This is just pure idiocy. I have nothing to talk about with somebody who's just an idiot. Listen, you got it, Fluent. You got it, Fluent. Pure idiocy. This is just
yeah. Here, so let's clear this up. I'm glad he left. So let's clear this up. The question was, if a player scores more than another player, there's no context to it. Is he a better scorer? And I said, yeah, if there's a player that scores more than another player, he's a better scorer. The guy who scores more is the better scorer. Now, we can then get into deeper conversation about efficiency and percentage and versatility and all that stuff. But the question was, if someone scores more than someone else, are they a better scorer? That's it. It was generic. And he said, so if Bradley Beal scored 30 points a game and KD scored 25 points a game, Bradley Beal's a better scorer than KD? And I said, yeah. Because if I take the names away from it, I don't care about your name. If you score more than somebody else, and that's the only criteria, then yeah, you're a better scorer. But after that, we had the conversation, and I said, but if someone is more versatile, if they have a higher efficiency rating, that's a different conversation.
So, chat, just to clarify something for you, we was talking about Cooper Kupp, and then he said out his mouth, I didn't say it wasn't even a question that was asked. He said out his mouth, whoever scored most points was the better scorer. It wasn't a question that everybody was answering. Yes, so again, this wasn't a question that people were trying to answer. He said it out his own mouth. Goes to the hypocrisy and the idiocy that you are. But it is what it is. I'm out. Dub out. Y'all have a good night.
You should be out. Have fun on clothes. Never been in a gym.
Look, man, I will say that the more and more I learn about Dub, man, the more and more I just I have to start disagreeing with him, man.
This is 2 minutes out of my life. I'm never getting back by.
Me either.
Hey,
I agree.
2
with
minutes
that.
that the chat
Blame
loved,
the L host for bringing him on.
Yeah, blame the host. Blame the host.
Yeah, you said something that was real though. I came in here on open gym with Marz and them this week, and was just smoking everything moving. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to talk that stuff from the comment section, but when y'all have to come up here in the actual chat and debate with Low, debate with Marz, debate with Chill, debate with Fluent, debate with Ron, it's different when you had to come up here, man. So it's like I say, it's always easy to say something in the chat room, but it's hard when you got to come up here and just think off the top of your head, because like I said, sometimes we're not even like look at Chill Town. He ain't using no notes. You don't really see Fluent using notes no more. If he got to go look at something, he'll look at something. But we just talking. It's just topics off the top that we have to really think about, because I'll challenge you, or he may make me pivot and have to think about something. But if you can't do that, if you can't come up here and survive for 5 minutes with any of us, bro, it's kind of hard to sit up here and criticize somebody that's up here that's doing it week after week after week, or day after day after day, like all of us do.
Take it a step further than that, Ticket. You played at the level that you played. A dude just walks in off the park and he just comes and tries to step on the floor with you.
Oh, you getting smoked?
But I mean, what we talking about?
But Chill Town, look, we don't even play those games. Like, look. You, me, Fluent, we look at each other a certain way. Like, it's respect. You know how it is when you play the. Okay, look, it's respect. We have bums that come in and just running their mouth. You know how the bums come in? They got the headbands, the wristbands, the ankle bands, all that. Like,
you already know he can't play. You already know this dude can't play.
Right. You know what I'm saying? No, we ain't finna play no games with y'all, man. We do this. We do this up here. This is real sparring up here. You know what I'm saying?
I told you, Lo. You were on the wrong side of that. I see you coming out to the dark side.
There's more and more things I hear from Dub, and I'm like, man, you're just.
What is that right there? What is that? What is that, Ron?
Does MJ do better on the 2018 Cavs than Bron? By the way, Marz, are you a Sidemen fan?
I'm a Sidemen.
No, I'm not a fan. It's a YouTube group.
It's a UK YouTube.
I'm not a fan of the Sidemen. And no, MJ does not do better on
MJ does better than LeBron and everything.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Bro,
he does not. No way.
Don't do that.
No, he doesn't.
Don't do that. That's the reason why they named the MVP award after Michael Jordan today.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you straight like this, bro. He does everything LeBron James did, MJ does better. Period.
No,
everything.
Okay.
Hold on. You can put Mike literally, because, and you know this, and Fluent probably knows this too. Fluent. Tell me Michael Jordan wasn't averaging a triple-double when Doug Collins first had him running the point. When he had Mike running the point, Mike was averaging a triple-double until he took him off the point.
He did that for 15 games.
Mike was averaging a triple-double. Yeah. Those are the numbers LeBron did for him. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Until he took him off the point.
Yeah,
until he took him off the point, right? He was averaging down there a triple-double. So Mike could do it all. You guys y'all acting like he averaged.
With that being said, this is what we talking about, Ticket. And we talk about, if you're going to tell a story, tell a story. So that 2018 team, in the summer of 2017, James gets 7 new guys on his crew. And this team is garbage. So bad that James says, quote, I don't think we should be on TV anymore. So the trade deadline comes up and he gets 5 new guys. So that's 12 new guys in a span of 6 months.
But who did he get?
And he still, I'm gonna get into that. And he still takes that team to the NBA Finals.
Right.
So you telling me that Jordan is getting a roster flipped twice in 6 months, and he taking that crew to the NBA Finals?
Yeah, because guess what? Hold on. Guess what? Mike would have made it work with the first roster. Hold on, and I'm gonna tell you like this. Hold on. And the reason why I say that is because
the question. Hold on. Sorry, Ticket. Just give me one second. Is the question would MJ have done better on the 28 Cavaliers? Like, meaning would he not have gotten swept?
Yes.
No, he has to get to the finals to not get swept. He has to get there.
You're not just talking for that series. They're talking for.
He has to get to the finals first.
No. He was talking about. First of all, he would get to the finals because the competition was way weaker. Man, y'all don't know who Michael Jeffrey Jordan was, man.
We do know that, Ticket.
Hold on, Chill. Because you're not going to do this. First of all,
Lo said it like it was nothing. LeBron's better passer than Jordan.
Hey, Fluent.
I'm not saying he's not, but I think you might. It's how big you think that gap is, because it's not as big as you might think.
Tell the truth, Fluent. In this era, let's be honest, bro. When the game is more open, now we all know Mike was a perfectionist, so we have to understand the change of the era. This era concentrated a lot more on threes. The lane is more open. It's easier to get to the basket. You didn't have if you fouling the dude, they going to the free throw line. Mike was a great free throw shooter. He was a great driver and attacker of the basket. He was a great mid-range basketball player. And he improved his three-point shot as his career went along, as he decided to take a few more threes. So when he took a few more threes, his percentage, and if Mike really had to concentrate and focus on improving his three ball would have been way better than what it was back in that era where they didn't really focus on the three. So
there's so many variables. So to Ticket's point, I hear what you're saying. If MJ was on that team, would he have made Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, George Hill, all those guys better? Maybe toughen them up? Maybe have pushed them harder? Maybe. There's no way to know for sure.
He would have took it another level.
Would he have averaged 8 rebounds and 10 assists? No, they would have had to get that from somewhere else.
Come on, man, that's not true.
No,
he would have put his numbers on steroids in his era. The game is more open, Fluent. You put Jordan in this era, Fluent, his numbers going up.
He's never averaged double digits assists. It's a different.
But I'm telling you, because of the era, Fluent.
Yes, but it's a completely different game plan. If Jordan's there instead of LeBron, it's not the ball in Jordan's hand all the time, and they play a better team game. I think they actually could do better because in a LeBron offense, it's ball in hand, he dictates everything. When Jordan's on that team, it's different. Everybody else would have different roles. So one, it's impossible to say, but two, it's a completely different team. Even with just that one switch, it's completely different.
Fluent. You know who Michael Jeffrey Jordan was.
I do.
Right.
Don't worry about whatever Chill say. Don't worry about what Chill say. Because Chill be lying. You know he be lying for LeBron. I'm gonna say this to you. Now hold on. Now Fluent. Don't do that. Because a guy like Mike could watch this show. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I know AI was watching this show because he watches when we was arguing about him because AI came out and spoke about the finals. Remember we was talking about his getting that one game in the finals? He just came out and spoke about that in the interview this past week. They all listen to what we say. So don't play that game with Mike. You understand what I'm saying? You know,
different team.
Fluent. You know that Michael Jeffrey Jordan is wired a different way than LeBron James. That all matters. Hold on. That all matters. So guess what? Michael Jordan was this type of dude, and you know this, Fluent. Anything that was a challenge in front of him, he took it and improved upon it. He did not allow himself to have any glaring weakness that you could take some away from him to where you could just use it to exploit him. So, with that being said, in this era, his stats would have went up because the game is more open. It's more open. It's better shooting in the game that's around him, right? So the way Mike understood how to get them. He might not have been as flashy of a passer as LeBron and those guys were, but Michael Jordan was just as efficient and he was just as smart and cerebral enough to get it done. And then let's talk about this, closing the deal. A lot of those games were still in the balance. He's great. He had those games still in the balance. They didn't get just blown out and ran off the court every single game. Some of those games there.
And he closed them.
Jeffrey Jordan.
I'm about to say, I have no idea what you're talking about. 2018 version of LeBron is closing games.
I mean, not only was
he ain't closing like Mike.
Wait. Just so you know, Ticket. Just so you know, the 2018.
You guys can't.
Let's take the
discussion because it's a completely different.
Oh no, I get that, but
it'll look like a completely different team, even with all the same teammates, because the way that those two guys play is completely different.
I agree, but that's why it's hard to do these hypotheticals.
Yeah,
I do.
If it's completely different, how will we run it? How will we run in the offense? Is the offense because we're not running a triangle with Jay in 2018, right? Okay, so how are we running the offense? We basically gonna give Jay the ball, right?
With that team,
right? We're gonna give Jay the ball. So if we're gonna give Jay the ball, they give Jay the ball just like you gave James the ball, right? So if you're gonna give Jay the ball, that means that he's your primary scorer, just like James is. He's your primary playmaker, just like James is. He's your primary distributor, just like James is. So he's doing all the things that James did. Now we fast forward to the 2018 playoffs. I believe that James had the most buzzer beaters.
Yeah,
right. And Mike would have been better.
I think he had the most buzzer beaters.
What is to be better about? What is it?
What are you talking about? Hold on, time out.
He had the most buzzer beaters.
Time out.
So when you talk about closing, Ticket, you said closing games. Hold on, James in that play. You talking about James in that playoffs?
We got to hold on. We have to stop doing this, bro. We have to stop doing this, man. Bro, you can bring any player in the history of the game, professional basketball, on here. They will tell you Jordan was a different animal, bro. They did not call the man Black Jesus for no reason.
I'm not arguing that part. I'm not arguing that part.
Chill town. You know this, and that's the problem. That's the real talk. Out of all the issues, bro, on some real shit, bro. That's the biggest problem I have with you, bro. Is this shit that this infatuation that you got with LeBron James that you would say this dumb shit, bro? When you know, because you watch Jordan.
I know how Jay was built. I do. I know how Jay was built.
You starting to get me mad for real. You watch the Jordan era, bro. Bro, there was no in LeBron James era, bro. There was no Isaiah in his prime. There was no Larry in his prime. There was no
no Isaiah.
None of them other dudes. No, it wasn't in their prime in LeBron's era. So now, hold on.
What are we, Kevin Durant? What are we talking about?
So you're putting Michael Jordan, who was the mentally toughest dude. Am I right, Fluent? He was the mentally toughest dude against some of the mentally weakest dudes. You put him against a dude like Kevin Durant, mentally weak. Mike would have ate his ass up. No homo.
It's Kevin Durant and Steph Curry on the same team.
Mike, hold on. Fluent know this. Mike would have destroyed KD for the game. He'd have went and put something on KD brain before the game that would have completely took KD out of that game. Michael Jordan knew how to dissect you mentally, and then he'd go out there on the court and do it physically on the court. Those are facts, bro. That is the part of the game.
I'm not disagreeing with that. Time out, Ticket. This is what you're selling. What you're selling is how tough Jay was. Not only how tough he was, how awesome he was. Nobody's disagreeing with that part. I'm not fighting that part because Jay was all of those things that you say. However, what you can't discount is 2018 James was different than anybody. Period.
All right, y'all. I got a couple more super chats that I must get to today. If I don't get to your super chat today, apologies. It's a lot of super chats.
It's a lot of
everything's going on the screen, so know that. But hey, it's a lot of intense debates up here. There's only a few we can get into.
Now you're more fluent.
Facts.
Okay.
By the way, Fluent, that's fire too.
Yo, chill. You will stop lying to these kids about Jordan, man. You will stop lying. That's why the truth is out. The truth is out. The truth is out. The truth is out, boy.
All right, we gotta go.
Stop lying to these.
Hold on, this is a.
All right, Aramis Jones. He said, "Where do y'all think Brandon Ingram's trajectory can be? How do you think he stacks up against players like Paul George?"
He's not that good. He's not as good as a defender nor athlete as like what prime PG was back in the day. So no, but he's a solid second option. I think he's slightly better than what like Chris Middleton in that class of players are.
So he could be the number 2
long term. I think he can be a top 5 win scorer in the NBA. Long term, in my opinion, that's his ceiling.
That's his ceiling.
Yeah. On the back end as a top 10 player in the game, I think so.
Yeah, fringe. I think he could have arguments some years.
Top 10?
I don't know if he's top 10.
I think he could be a top.
If he's a number two on a championship team, we're having a conversation about Brandon Ingram in the top 10.
No,
I won't. Top 20 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he can be a top 15 guy consistently.
Top 15, top 20 opinion. Yeah.
Hey, Ron, when we come back next week, you make sure we talk about these goddamn awards because I'm finna fry everybody face off with this Defensive Player of the Year award being named after Hakeem. Because you know who I think it should be named. Award. Yeah, we coming back next week on that. Lead that.
I don't know why they didn't want to give it to Bill Russell because he has a Finals MVP.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Kareem has some humanitarian award or something. Yeah. So they gave it.
Okay. But who has more Defensive Player of the Year awards than Ben Wallace? Who else had
him and Dikembe are tied.
Who else had 1,000? Who else had 1,000 rebounds, 100 blocks, and 100 steals in 4 straight seasons like Ben Wallace? Nobody in NBA history.
We gonna get to that.
He doesn't, but he doesn't. But he doesn't have the name cachet.
Well, we're gonna get into that.
No one trying to hear about the George Mikan award.
Hey, Ron, you bring
nobody say the George Mikan award ain't moving me either.
Definitely Ticket. We're gonna get Ticket, no doubt.
You bring that next week, Ron.
Definitely, we're gonna get into that, Ticket. I'm definitely down to get into that.
I'm gonna bring that next week. Y'all don't bring no notes. Just bring y'all basketball minds.
Yeah,
and Ticket gonna fry y'all.
Let's do it.
Bring that shit out, man.
Yeah, I'm down.
Ron is chatting today.
So Ticket didn't win the episode today?
No. Jesus.
They don't ever think I told you.
Every week, only one person wins, and that makes you.
Now you're more fluent.
That's it. That's who wins every week.
All right, so on the way out, Ticket, give your victory speech.
Oh, my God.
Nah, y'all already know what time it is, man. Like I said, next week, when we show up, I will be cooking. Like I said, Big Ben Wallace. 1,000 rebounds, only player in NBA history, 1,000 rebounds, 100 blocks, 100 steals in the same season for 4 straight seasons. No other player in NBA history did it. Not Hakeem, none of them other dudes.
Did you say 1,000 rebounds? That's what you just said?
Over 1,000 rebounds.
That's a lot of rebounds.
100 blocks, and 100 steals in the same season. 4 straight seasons. No other player in NBA history did it. No other player in NBA history was undrafted to start in the NBA All-Star game.
You never had 1,000 rebounds.
No other player in the history of the game was undrafted to become to be placed in the NBA Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Also, you can go down all the other accolades. He should have won 5 straight Defensive Player of the Year awards. Hakeem didn't do all this stuff.
Right.
So I'm just saying, when we're talking about the awards, and it ain't just the Hakeem Award I got a question about. I got a question about the 6th Man of the Year award. I don't think they don't say John Havlicek. Okay, cool. But I think you could have gave it to somebody else. But I think they did it just because they want to keep the history of the game intact. But it's a couple of other awards that I think that could have been changed. As well as the logo, too. I think the logo should be changed to Michael Jordan, too.
We're definitely going to do it. We're definitely doing it. I'm feeling it.
Hold on. No, why
he
you laughing?
He is the only one who's done 1,000, 100, 100. He is the only. They do
1,000
times in a row.
He has done it.
1,000 what?
1,000 rebounds, 100
in a
100
season.
Steals, 100 blocks in the season.
You know how many rebounds that is?
That sounds crazy as hell right there. 1,000 rebounds.
1,000 rebounds, 100 steals,
Hakeem would have done it 4 years in a row if he didn't get hurt in 91. So
right. That's
okay, but hold on. Hakeem don't got four Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that.
Hold on, chill. Hold on.
I'm saving it.
No.
I want him to give him a taste, Ron. Let them give him a taste. Let them give him a taste of what they're gonna get next week. Give him a quick taste. Give him a taste.
We will catch you guys at the same time next week.
We'll do it next week.
I want you to say
what you got to say to the people on the way out.
Take it light, but take it.
Oh my God.
Now you're more fluent.
Y'all can respect that.
That's crazy.